All right. I think I'm live. Don't like that there's no countdown. Feels like I'm not actually live, but I know I am. So I know I just like can't say whatever I want, you know? YouTube's got me censored, you know? Sign up for my Rumble to see Confluence uncensored, uncorked, unhinged, if you will. Okay, we're in the YouTube. Oh, I'm gonna be echoing back to myself in like 2 seconds. But I know I am, so I know I just like... There we go. Okay, it's working. Hey, Daniel, how's it going? How's it going? Daniel, you've been very on time lately. I'd like to congratulate you on your lack of tardiness, okay? We're doing a Mario stream, okay? We're doing a fucking Mario stream on a fucking Wednesday, okay? Hey, Lobster. I don't usually play video games until the weekend, but I'm fucking dog-ass tired. Dead ass, I am dog-ass tired, okay? And I was like, I don't know what I want to react to. I'm fucking tired. So I was like, you know what? I'll still go live. Cause to quote my hero, it's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow, you know? So I can't just like take a day off like that. Early is even better than on time if you think about it. If you think about it, you all should be like at your computer, constantly refreshing the Confluence homepage, you know, between the hours of 5 p.m. and maybe like 3 a.m. Or how you could get an auto refresh and then just like keep one eye on the screen. That's an option too. Like there's technology that can help us with this. How do I share my screen? Did I post? Oh wait, everyone has a link to my Discord, I'm assuming. And I am live on there, okay? I think. Oh, I must share my whole screen. Oh, geez, who knows what would be on there? We don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. I know, hey, but I'm like chapped about that. Because I got so excited when the release date was announced, and then I found out that my friend told me it's only on freaking PS5 and whatever. And then I can't remember if it was Brandon or someone yesterday, or maybe Testy. Someone was like, based on how long it took GTA 5 to come to PC, it's probably gonna be like a year and a half after that. And I'm not buying a console just to play GTA 6, okay? But I guess I should have expected that. Lobster, thank you for the gift. And it goes to Daniel. Look at that. Look at that symbiosis, okay? I guess there's only 3 people here, so I guess the odds are pretty likely. But Daniel deserves a membership. Bro is perspicacious, okay? Thank you, Lobster. And welcome to the Confluencers, Daniel. All right. Just say you're broke, buddy. Brother, I am broke, okay? I've been like buying, I'm like, there's been a lot of expenses lately, okay? There's been a lot of expenses. Well, thank you. Thank you, Lobster. How you doing, Brandon? I'm finally done all, for those of you keeping up on the Mario of it all, which you should be, which you absolutely should be, I'm finally done the cap stages. And so now I'm moving on to course 1, which should be easier than the cap stages. Also, I'm using save states, obviously not to play, just to practice. I'm not a fucking casual. You know, you use save states to practice and then you go for real attempts. I don't think this is the best way to do this jump, maybe. No, it probably is. God, I suck. No, I'm not actually broke. No, there's just been a lot of stuff, willing stuff that I need, but yeah. But maybe by November. But even still, even with money, it's still, I have no desire to like buy a TV because I just like watch like fucking, you know, Yellow Jackets and Stranger Things and good shows like that, and I just freaking use perfectly legal means of watching them, to be clear, but I watch them on my computer, so it's like I'd have to buy like a TV and like a fucking PS5 or whatever, and Grand Theft Auto is probably like $100. Is this a star already? Yeah. Oh no, it's not. Okay, I was getting excited. I thought, oh, this is gonna be so easy, but no. Why'd I come up here? Is there 100 coin stars in this hack? Is there something hidden? What's the point of this? Oh no. Okay, part of this is gonna be some exploration, okay? That's fine. We're doing this blind, okay? But yeah, this should be easier than the cap stages, I'm thinking. Is this slippery? Yeah, it's slippery. Okay, well. I didn't know that. Brandon, you still been playing GTA 3? Yeah, well, disability probably doesn't pay too much, I'm assuming. I guess depends where you live. I don't know if you're American, Daniel. I just kind of assume everyone's American. Oh, EBT. Well, then, yeah, you're American. American coded. Yeah, that can't be much in America, I'm thinking. That's quicksand. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's cool, though. Colorado. Okay, well, they're at least blue, right? The blue states have got to be better, I feel. Well, I don't know. EBT's federal, I guess, right? The disability is probably maybe statewide. I'm not really sure how that works, to be honest. Oh, these people doing live streams are Canadians from Wisconsin. Okay, never forget it. From Wisconsin. So like barely even Canadian if you think about it. Barely. Okay, we come up here, we completely miss. That's fine. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We completely miss. Oh, how often do you have like GMs or what? And if so, like how often? If you don't mind me asking. Tell me about your seizures. I would never do such a thing, Steelman. I would never. Oh my god, okay. Glad, nice to hear. Is that towards Daniel? You're glad to hear that he can't drive because he has epilepsy. If this is what mushrooms do to you, you know, to have that lack of empathy, that's crazy. Daily, jeez. Yeah, that is pretty debilitating, I'd imagine. Okay, that's what we gotta do. I mean, that's not hard. Why are we even practicing this? This is like course 1. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? We don't need to practice. Colorado rocks, my birth home state. Colorado has mushroom churches. Yes, you know, I hate to say that I know that. And I also hate to say that I know that Colorado has mushroom churches because you told me that, Steelman. And I hate that that's stuck in my memory, but it's there. It's there. That's a thing. I am currently in Canada, to be clear, as you probably know, Steelman. Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Just rushing. Just rushing. That's fine. That's fine. You guys ever play this cool game called Mario 64 before? I don't know if anyone saw the thing I posted in Discord about California giving out like certain contracts to LGBTQ businesses and then requiring proof of homosexuality to get the contracts because they don't want people, I guess, just like lying about being gay to get like government money. And you have to like put gay references down. Like that people are be like, yeah, that guy's a homo for real. Yeah, no, that guy sucked my dick. He's definitely gay. It's fucking so wild, man. It's so wild. And if you like are wrong about it and lie, then you like can have like face serious consequences. You gotta like swear that you're gay to get this money, and your business has to be like 50% or more homosexual. Oh fuck, I died. So California is becoming a parody of California, unironically. Maybe it always has been. Maybe that's not new. Maybe it's always been that way. Thought that was kind of silly. Man, I got a serious skill issue, man. I'm washed. I'm so fucking washed. No washed. Can't even be a light Kaizo. Can't be course 1 of a light Kaizo. That's fine, no. That's fine. It's not fine. It's not. That's cope. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine to be washed. Queer church up the street from me? You mean a United Church? Yeah, I've been to those. I've been to those, brother. I've been to one twice, okay? Never again. Oh, that's what I said the first time, and for some reason I found my way back. There was a female pastor with like LGBTQ flags. It's like in the same way Cali's a parody of Cali, United Churches are parodies of United Churches. There's actual like pride flags hanging, female pastor, and she was talking about like Mother God. Oh, who just joined?
You'll never guess.
Oh, it's Big Soda. I was wondering when you'd show up, Big Soda. I was like, what, you're gonna avoid it just because it's a Mario stream on a Wednesday? I understand, okay? I know this isn't the usual high
This is just
quality.
lazy. Just laziness, Confluence.
It is lazy. It is lazy. It's such a fucking long week. It feels like Friday, and it felt like Friday on Monday, and now it's only Wednesday, and I'm so fucking tired.
Shame. Ever since you became a working man.
I know, well, especially this week, but yeah, in general, it is frustrating because usually when I wasn't, it would be like, okay, I'd stream for 8 hours, then I'd wake up, and then, oh, I finally got this star. And then I would, right then I'd wake up and I'd have time to like think of a topic and stuff. Now I'm just like work coded. I get home and then at like 7, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Oh, fuck. I should have thought of something.
Oh, well.
But yeah, next week will be way less busy. This week is like fucking insane. How have you been, Big Soda?
I've been good. I got to play a little bit on the mini bike.
Oh yeah, how was that? You said you're gonna post a video and you never did.
Well, I tried to today. I'll have to get my wife to take it or something. I tried to like position my phone on it, but it didn't work out at all.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello? Who goes there?
It's Kirk.
It'd be your son.
Hey, son. How's it going?
My name is Kirk.
Hey, people can have
Cool
titles
Kid
and names.
Kirk.
Yeah, cool kid Kirk, please. Oh no, a shell part.
I actually did have a math question.
Kirk, didn't you read the thing? It said no math, no economics. Or at least I think I put no math. Please tell me I put no math. I know I put no economic. Oh, I did. There you go. This was to avoid that. Okay.
But seriously, I actually no. But like, this is actually an important question, though.
Oh
Please.
God. Oh. Fine.
Please.
But I don't know if I'm prepared. I can't give you a good answer at the best of times.
I've learned matrix multiplication, but now I'm looking for resources for learning how to determine eigenvalues.
God, I don't even know if that, like, in my entire class, I don't know if we talked about that. And we took a whole class
In
on
linear algebra, you definitely learned eigenvalues.
I don't know. I like that.
Okay. This is basic linear algebra. If you didn't learn it, that's intellectual crime on your teacher's part.
You think, Kirk, you've been wrong about that so many times where you're like, oh, if you took this, you must learn this. And then you're naming something that absolutely is not a part.
No, I know eigenvalues are basic linear algebra because I just watched lectures on basic linear algebra and they mentioned eigenvalues. All of them.
That doesn't really mean anything. I mean, you'd have to like look at like a linear algebra textbook and see how much you're talking about.
Yes,
I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I also looked at some textbooks and they said to know linear algebra, you should know eigenvalues.
I don't know. I mean, maybe unless I just don't remember the name.
I don't know. I'm telling you.
Well, Kirk, you've been wrong about a lot of things. Okay, I'm sorry that you don't have the trust built up about being right about these types of things. Okay, that's not my fault. That's a you problem.
You can look up, is eigenvalues necessary for linear algebra?
That's a stupid question. See, even this is what makes me think you might be wrong. Even your questions are dumb. If they're necessary, that's like saying it's like something necessary for calculus. It might be, but it still might not be taught in Calc 1. It might be taught in Calc 2. It still might be necessary for calculus.
Is eigenvalues basic linear algebra?
Hey, Keelan. Okay,
Is that a good question?
Why don't you tell me what an eigenvalue is? Because maybe I just don't remember the name.
Okay, so an eigenvalue is when you have a scalar that when you multiply a matrix by, that you can multiply it by something else and you get the same basic result.
Wait,
Scalar?
I was following so far.
Okay, so you're familiar with matrix multiplication, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you multiply a matrix by a scalar, the eigenvalue is when you multiply that what's called the eigenvector, which is a scalar, and you get the same result as if you multiplied it with the matrix.
Oh, okay, maybe we did learn.
Okay, so you learned it, you just don't remember the name.
it sounds like you might be right. It sounds like you might be right. But
Yes,
I'm not sure.
I'm right.
I'm not sure.
Will you just acknowledge that I'm right? At least that it's important for linear algebra.
Oh, I acknowledge
We need
that.
your dad
I'd have to get a textbook of linear algebra and see how much. But I mean, I think there's a good chance you're right. Okay, I'll give you that.
So
Hey,
yes,
noggins.
can you just say the word yes?
Don't give
No.
it to him, Confluence. You
No.
gotta work for it.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, you
keep
gotta
pestering you,
work
and
for
I'm
it.
just gonna pester you for the rest of the stream.
What are you, 5?
Just say yes, Kirk. You're right that it's part of linear algebra.
It's very much possible. Well, okay, yes, it's right. Yeah, okay, I'll say that. I don't think it's an original claim. Of course, it's a part of linear algebra. Is it necessarily
Okay.
taught in a first-year linear algebra course? I don't know. I remain agnostic.
Okay, well you can look it up.
But I think you
Will you
might
look it
be
up?
right. I mean, Keelan is saying
Will you
that.
look
It's
it
just
up?
weird that the terms don't sound at all familiar to me. Like an eigenvector? I feel like I've never heard that.
He's saying I'm right.
Keelan's saying you're right, yeah.
Okay.
I don't trust Keelan though.
Yeah, Keelan's a gaslighter, you know. It's hard to know.
Because but you see, I'm gonna need.
It can't be
Mathematics,
failed. This is what Kirk said. We use the same like standardized textbook that like almost every university does for linear algebra. And so we just go through the textbook. So I mean, you know,
I need linear algebra because I'm working in portfolio management and finance, and when you're dealing with portfolios, in order to look at things like transformations of portfolios, you're going to use, linear algebra.
How often do like financial advisors actually use linear algebra? Like I know you can use it, but like boots on the ground. If I like hire someone.
Well, it depends on what do you mean? There's financial analysts, there's investment bankers, there's quantitative finance. Like it depends on what you're
Wait,
talking about.
Didn't you say financial advisor, or what'd you say?
No, I said I'm going to be a portfolio manager.
Right. So is that like if I'm like, hey, manage my 401 gay, then it's like, do you need linear algebra for that?
Yes.
Do you actually though? Or can someone just be like, oh, Bitcoin's going to the moon, and then he just fucking puts all my money into fucking Bitcoin?
I was told by my professors I need calculus-based statistics, probability theory, and linear algebra.
You want to know a story, Kirk? A quick story? When I was a small child, I entered a sweepstakes competition, okay? In a fucking newspaper, okay? And it was to you got like fake money and anyone could do it. This wasn't a kid competition, okay? And then you said what like your positions were gonna be and stuff. And I got like fucking second place in this competition, okay? I got like second place.
That's
And
crazy.
I didn't use no
first place.
eigenvalues. I just fucking, looked at the stocks, and I was like, you know what? Bitcoin to the moon. I'm just kidding. But I got, I think I placed pretty high. I don't know. I can't remember if it was exactly second, but there's somewhere between like second and fifth, let's say. Maybe my childhood memories haven't bring it up, but it was high. It was high, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, have you ever heard of like a Markov chain?
Heard of it. Can't remember what it is.
So it's like a thing in probability where I forgot exactly what it is. So I'm looking it up. So it's saying online that a Markov chain is a mathematical system that models a sequence of random events. So its defining feature is the Markov property. The probability of the next event depends entirely on the current state, completely independent of the past. I've heard that basically also, like, have you heard of like Monte Carlo simulations?
Yes.
I've heard that that's relevant for like quantitative finance, although I don't know if that's relevant for portfolio managers in specific. But I'm trying to become basically like Keelan is, like pretty good at math in order to master these things for finance.
To what end, Kirk?
To make money.
Wow, so Jew-coded. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, why else? I'm not learning it to get pussy.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, Testy, run that shit through QuickBooks. You don't even need to. You just look at the fucking candlesticks like me and Big Soda do, and we're doing highballing investments, you know, fucking day trading and shit.
Yeah, buy high and sell low.
Guess what, Confluence? The financial, at least quantitative finance, does overlap heavily with the philosophy of statistics.
And philosophy.
Oh god.
Well, not philosophy in general, but philosophy of statistics does overlap with quantitative finance, because when you're working quantitative finance, when you're talking about things like whether you can use a Pareto or a Gaussian distribution, you're dealing with questions like the problem of induction. Well, that's related to the philosophical problem of induction, especially in the social sciences, of how do we know the future will resemble the past, and how will
Kirk,
future events
if you're so
change
smart
your
in
model.
finance, tell Big Soda why you made a bad financial decision by buying SpaceX when it's now lower than its IPO.
I didn't buy SpaceX. What are you talking about?
I said tell Big Soda why he was wrong to buy SpaceX when it's now dropped below its initial public offer.
Easy.
I don't know enough about SpaceX. I haven't been keeping up with the market. I've mostly just been focusing on school and stuff.
Yeah, Kirk, you would like non-fun. You ever talk to him?
I'm only
Well, the
down.
problem is non-fun is actually not as knowledgeable as he thinks he is. But Confluence, you acknowledge that the philosophy of statistics is related to quantitative finance?
Kirk, do you know how often you say to me in our day-to-day conversations, Confluence, do you acknowledge that and then say something? That's one of your catchphrases.
Yes, but do you acknowledge that for real?
Yes, you have to acknowledge this Confluence, or the conversation.
You don't have to, but I'm just asking if you do.
Sure, Kirk. You know what? I'm tired, so I acknowledge it. I fucking acknowledge it. Okay, I do.
I think you need some dopamine. You should just deny it.
Well, you studied.
That's true.
You study. You have an undeclared minor in philosophy, and you talk about philosophy and stuff.
Kirk, once you graduate from school, I think you'll realize how oversold these things are. Like an undeclared minor in philosophy is like you're taking like 5 philosophy classes or something. Like it's really not like, it's not much, you know. Even like a major is like really not much. Like when people say
you're interested in philosophy is what I'm saying.
Yes, but I'm just saying when people say like, oh, I majored in this, it's like then you actually get a major. Even with my master, it's like, because to enter like it depends on the master, but like with linguistics, for example, because I was friends with a bunch of linguistics students, you don't need an undergrad in linguistics to go into a graduate. You just need like certain prereqs. So, and it's like, I don't know, depending on university, it can be like 45 to like 60. So you could be a master of linguistics and basically take, let's say, 55 to like 70 credits of linguistics, and you're a master of linguistics, and you've taken like barely like 2 years of linguistics, and you're just a master. So all these degrees can sometimes be nonsense.
Yeah,
you know?
but the point is, I'm just saying you're interested in philosophy, and philosophy of statistics you acknowledge overlaps with quantitative finance.
Stop making me acknowledge things.
Bro, all this acknowledgement is really
There's too much acknowledging. You don't acknowledge
I
so
know,
much, Kirk.
But do you not see the logical connection I'm drawing?
I see it in the same way that we've had the same discussion a million. Oh, you can logically connect all of these things. Do you know about the philosophy loop on Wikipedia, Kirk? Do you know about that? Have you heard about that?
No.
It's if you
Do you acknowledge it?
Do you acknowledge it? So it's if you start at the top of like any wiki page and you click like the first link, and then you go to that wiki page and you click the first link, and you skip like the disambiguations and like the weird gay stuff at the top. You will eventually, for like 98% of articles, you will end at philosophy, which then will just like keep looping if you keep doing that back to philosophy. And so that's been a thing on Wiki for ages, and the percent changes, and sometimes the loop gets broken if the top philosophy link is different. But in general, something like 95 to 98% of pages lead to philosophy. The point of that is everything is philosophical if you think about it, which is why Wikipedia, that's been a pattern of Wikipedia for like 15 years. I, by the way, independently discovered this, and I named it when I was in like fucking high school. Me and my friend called it the Latin loop because we thought everything went back to the word Latin, but apparently the real loop is philosophy. And I fucking noticed this just from my own meanderings on Wiki. It's an interesting thing. The point is, yeah, everything leads back to philosophy on Wikipedia and in real life. So logically, sure, it's all, it's philosophy all the way down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also love Jewish people, and aren't a disproportionate number of people in the financial sector Jewish?
It really depends on the Jew, Kirk. I'm not going to lie to you. It really depends on the Jew.
There's some bad Jews out there. And some bad Noahides.
Yeah, well, that's most of the Noahides, I'd say. There's no such thing as a good Noahide,
Okay, I wish Keeler were on here so I could ask him about Markov chains, because I'm interested in learning more about Markov chains in specific and Monte Carlo simulations. Do you think that when it comes to statistics and I mean, I presume you took like statistics in college?
I took
you said you did.
I took precisely one stats class, but it was a third level class. But it was specifically like statistics of psychology. So it was like a requirement for my psych degree.
Did you learn any probability theory?
Yeah, but I don't know how in depth.
Well, did you learn like the Kolmogorov axioms of like the probability of an event has to be greater than or equal to 0, the probability of sample space equals 1, and the probability of A and B happening not at the same time as the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B, which is the probability of both of them happening at the same time?
Yes. I mean, I think that's pretty.
Okay.
I think that would be like required in the way that the eigenvalues is required, I would think.
The eigenvalue is required for linear algebra.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying in the way that you're saying that that's required, I would say that's required for statistics and probability.
Well, it's required for probability theory. I don't know if it's necessary for statistics.
Yeah, I guess depends how much you link those, but.
Well, anyone who takes statistics should learn probability theory, but if you're taking statistics, that doesn't necessarily mean you actually know probability theory.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel like what you said is even covered in like high school and stuff, and like combinatorics and like permutations and shit.
I never took combinatorics.
Oh.
That sounds like witchcraft.
It does sound like witchcraft. True, no one knows what's happening anytime. We just pretend to. We're just a rock. Testes his waxing poetic face. We're just a rock in space, screaming from the moment we're born until the moment we die. Accept it, Confluence. Accept your mortality. Testy, what drug? I feel like you're on a new drug every day. What's the drug today, Testy?
How much did you say you took calculus 1 or calculus 2 or both?
Both, but that's it.
Okay, so did you learn about
all of it? Multivariable, yes.
I was curious if you could teach me. Yeah, could you teach me some multivariable calculus?
No, I think I told you this before. This horrible thing I realized. This is what really blackpilled me. I got an A+ in my calc class, and on the final I got 98% on the exam, and the only question I missed was a proof about fucking squeeze theorem, which is a gay theorem anyway. Fuck that theorem. And so I was pretty good at the calculus, and then it was like 5 years later, and I was at like this party, and this guy's like, man, I want to like stay up later, but I got this calculus homework. And I'm like, I got a 98. And I basically said what I just said to you. I'm like, I'll help you with it tomorrow. Like, we'll fucking breeze through it. And then I sat down with them, and I was like, I don't remember how to do fucking any of this. It's gone. It's fucking gone. Okay. And that's when I realized that, yeah, it's the whole like, if you don't use it, you lose it thing is fucking real. It was fucking just gone. And so to go from like acing a final, acing the whole class, to like can't even do. This was like he was like halfway through Calc 1, and I was like, I don't remember. It looks familiar, but I don't remember. So no, I cannot teach you multivariable calculus. That's the long
Because
and short of it.
multivariable calculus is also relevant for finance people in the sense that you're dealing with multiple variables and they're basically differential functions.
I couldn't tell you
You can tell me what?
if it's how relevant it is to finances. It might be.
Hey,
I mean, it's
Confluence, you
definitely
acknowledge
multiple
something
variables.
for me?
Yeah, sure. I'm just giving away acknowledgements for free.
Can you acknowledge how much I hate Dave Rubin?
What was the problem with that post though? That post, as I said to Let's Chief, it might be low resolution, but is it not? That is a fair Venn diagram. I was thinking about it because you posted this, and I was like, I feel like all this kind of maps up. Like that is the overlap of these three things. You know, now I understand he's trying to say more than that, and it's a low res, hashtag not all Nazis, hashtag not all imperialists, or whatever it was the other, no, totalitarianism and communism and whatever else. Whatever the fuck it was.
Islam, communism, and Nazism.
Oh yeah, and it was like it was like racism,
Yeah,
totalitarianism.
in the middle it showed the
middle was pro
Palestinian
pally.
flag.
And then I can't remember what the other
The
confluence
post
was.
isn't necessarily the problem. It's the fact that he's gay and steals people's children.
So it's just a random post. It's just him.
Yeah. I mean, he could have
He
said
bought
anything.
those children
That was just
fair
the
and
first
square,
one I
Big
seen.
Soda. He bought those children fair and square.
Fucking bought those children my ass. Fucking stole them. Think they're Asian.
Hey, someone on his panel once advocated for stealing other people's children, if I recall.
Yeah, but I'm not gay.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's a wombo combo of the two things.
So it's fine to steal kids. It's fine to be gay, but when you're gay and stealing kids, then it's like, I can kind of see that. That's especially untoward.
Yeah, it's like
Because it's like, what are you doing with those kids? You know?
Yeah, why are you stealing
Just
people's
kidding.
kids?
But if you are stealing kids, there could be, there's probably like a lot of bad reasons why you would do that. There could be some good reasons too, but
there's some good reasons like tax benefits and
right.
Yeah, that's why I want to steal children for the tax
For the
benefits.
tax break.
Kirk, do you need a dad? I'll be your dad. I can write you off
Does
my
Kirk,
taxes.
yeah, Kirk probably counts as a dependent, I guess, still, eh? Yeah, I think we actually learned that. Not even because of
need
Kirk's
to learn,
disability,
Wait,
just because of his age.
I'm going back to chat, and Keelan is saying he knows what's it called? He liked a real analysis. Is real analysis relevant for finance?
Yeah, Keelan always talks about real analysis. Which is crazy for someone whose analyses is oftentimes fake and gay. Ayo! Got the star.
Keelan reminds me of fuck, what's that guy's name? Who's the guy that
Also,
argues
Brandon.
with Jordan Peterson all the time?
Who's the guy
I would
that
like
what?
Brandon to hop
Yeah,
on
he
because
reminds me of
I
Sam
imagine Brandon
Harris.
is good with math.
I don't know. I don't know if Brandon is a math guy.
Well, isn't he a resident
calls
Phil
it-
bro?
Deja
And
bro.
philosophy is connected to math. If you think about it, therefore, if Brandon likes philosophy, he must like math. Give me a gun, Kirk. Okay, in Minecraft.
I think Brennan hates philosophy, and he dreads learning about it.
I think Brandon Loki does hate philosophy.
Like every time I talk to him about it, it doesn't look like he's having fun with it.
There's a lot to hate about philosophy. Okay, there is just a lot.
You gotta stare at monsters all day.
Yeah, and then you fucking become one. It's a whole fucking thing.
Downhill.
Testy, get on freaking panel. Testy's been avoiding me. He's just been drunkenly
Well, I
booning to me in the back chat, which is fine.
Keelan or
but-
Brandon. I
Well,
want someone who can
Testy.
help me. I want someone
We
who can
gotta
help me
watch
with my
Testy's
math
debate.
questions.
Yeah, Testy, join or we'll go over your tipping debate on panel instead of Mario.
We'll watch you lose in 0.5 speed.
Yeah.
And we'll actually watch it, not just talk over it.
Yeah, everyone will be muted.
Do you
It'll be
think
the most we've ever
you think
focused on a debate.
I have a confession to make?
Uh-oh, is it sexual
Ooh.
in nature?
No, I've never took trigonometry.
That's because you're homeschooled. How can you say you're not homeschooled and say you've never? Do you know what SOHCAHTOA is, Kirk?
I know of sines and cosines and tangents from like self-learning,
What's
but
the
I never.
definition of sine when it comes to the three sides of a right angled triangle?
I don't know. I don't remember anything about I didn't learn
That's
trigonometry.
crazy. That's crazy. Y'all asking me these
Called
big boy
osmosis.
questions.
I'm not asking big boy questions. I'm just asking for the stuff that I'm learning now in college.
Kirk, I don't understand. If you're interested in math, if you think about it, trigonometry is a fundamental part of math, and so wouldn't you also therefore like trigonometry and have learned
I'm
it by now?
interested in math as it relates to finance and economics, and trigonometry, I don't know if it relates to finance.
Wait a minute, but I'm only interested in philosophy in that it relates to the fields of interest I like. So, I don't understand.
Yeah, I accept that. By the way, earlier today, have you ever had the pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars?
That sounds... I don't want to say what that sounds like. What? No, I haven't had it.
Have you heard of Little
I don't think
Caesars?
Canadians have Little Caesars.
We have Little Caesars. It's just, it's funny. It's the same. It's like $5 for a pizza. And then when I got it, it's like half the size. I was like, oh, finally something that is the same price in Canada, a food item. It's the same as America. And it was fucking half the size. I was like, fuck this. But we do have Little Caesars all over the place.
Yeah, well, recently with because of the new Spider-Man movie, they released a pepperoni pizza where you get basically sliced pepperoni, like which is like looks like a web, and a 2-cheese blend, and it's actually really good. It's really cheesy and pepperoni-y.
It's a terrible name for a pizza. Okay, it sounds like someone jizzed in your pepperoni pizza. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds
Sounds like ravioli.
See, I also like what's it called? Like I like pizza, and I think we can agree on that, right? You like pizza?
I would acknowledge that pizza is good. I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
Pizza's
very good.
fantastic when you're drunk.
Oh yeah. That
Would you,
and Taco Bell.
would you say that would you say like why is it that men are more likely to eat junk food than women?
Probably because women care about their weight more often.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, but I say that, but I don't know that. I feel like I should know the stats on this, but I feel like just from a intuitive basis and like anecdotally, that like women are less likely to be addicted to things than men. I don't know if that's like depends on the substance, but I feel like there's more male alcoholics or more male like heroin users or more male smokers. I don't know if that's true. I feel like I should know that, but
Like more, I guess,
Yeah.
prone to addiction.
yeah, like I just feel like when I think of all the people that are like, even when you just see people smoking, it's a lot of women smoke, but it seems like it's more often men. Or when you think of like, yeah, alcoholics, or when you think of like almost any addiction. So I wonder if men are just
I can
more
see that.
predisposed to like impulsivity. I mean, they are in other ways, right? So it makes sense that would apply to addiction.
Yeah, Confluence, I just really want someone who can teach me what a Markov chain is.
Well, you know, I don't
Sounds
know if
great.
I don't know if this panel is like the best place for you to, you know, pick up these skills, Kirk, okay?
Of course, this is the best place, but I'm just saying I also want to talk with someone else who knows about these things to help guide me with regards to learning about these things and specifically Markov chains. Because and I'm not joking. Like I'm actually saying I was watching a video about finance recently, and it was saying that people use this to predict stock market behavior.
Yeah. Do they predict it successfully, I guess is the question.
I mean, this
People-
guy seemed like he was like this guy's literally like a quantitative finance expert. Like he literally like I'm being serious. Like he looked legit.
Yeah, but none of these fucks are rich. That's the problem with economics people, okay? They're
Well,
all
he wasn't just
fucking-
an economics guy. He was specifically a quantitative finance guy, and he did look pretty wealthy.
I don't know. I mean, maybe with him, I don't know. It just feels like a lot of these people that talk a lot about finances. That's why they're always like trying to hawk a course or like teaching at like some fucking community college or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's like if you had, it's like, yeah, it's like if you knew all this stuff, why aren't you just fucking making fucking bank? You know, why are you like talking to the plebs and driving a Prius? I don't know.
Maybe I should. I have a friend who's getting his PhD in math. Maybe I should ask him to help me with linear algebra and Markov chains.
How dare you, Let's
That's
Chief?
a fantastic idea.
My favorite fashion is heroin chic. Okay, aka Kate Moss in the '90s. Okay, so if anything, I'd be the opposite, Let's Chief. I'm just being real. What the fuck is Tess 6? I need to play Tess. The Elder Scrolls. Oh. Wait, when? That's not going to come out for a long time.
Points, even if that were true, that's perfectly natural because men relate to other men in a way that, but also women relate to other women. Like that's perfectly natural.
I started a lore video about Elden Ring.
Are you excited for Elden Ring 6?
Wait, there's a 6?
Well, eventually, but I heard it's not coming out for a long time.
No, I tried to get, or I started watching a lore video on it. That's, I think, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I got through about 25 minutes of it. And it taught me, like, what the Elden Ring is, and, like, started from, like, something called the Greater Will, and some shit like that. I don't know. It's kind of losing me there at the end.
Much Elden Ring, weirdly enough. Or not Elden Ring. Elder Scrolls, not Elden Ring.
Wait, what's that?
Was I saying Elden Ring the whole time, or did Big Soda start saying Elden Ring? I meant the Elder Scrolls.
Oh, I'm the one that talked about me watching an Elden Ring lore
when
video.
You said that, for some reason I replaced that. Okay, because I saw Daniel saying I need to play the Elder Scrolls 6 yesterday.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, damn, they released Elden Ring and then they just jumped to Elden Ring 6. It's like, that's a fast transition right there.
Just skip 2 through 5.
Well, let me ask you this, Confluence. I do have a question that I think you might be able to answer.
Did I already go this way? Am I retarded? I think I already did this
out.
star. I already fucking did this star. What the fuck am I doing? What, Kirk?
When you were studying statistics, have you ever heard of Simpson's paradox?
We just talked about this like literally yesterday, but I can't fucking remember what it was. We literally just mentioned this yesterday. Oh, with the thing with subgroups, the thing with where you confuse the behavior of subgroups with the group of as a whole. Is that it?
So Simpson's paradox it's basically where an observed trend between two variables within separate groups of data disappears when those groups are combined. So yes, it's like when the subgroups have different behavior from the group as a whole.
Okay.
So you've heard of it, but you didn't remember much about it?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to even say the name. It just got brought up yesterday.
But do you remember learning about the concepts in school?
In school? I don't know. Learned about the concept at some point. I don't know whether in school or otherwise.
Okay.
Probably some science
so you don't
class from aeons ago.
You remember learning about it, you just don't remember where you learned it.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, I was curious, like, if do you think that if more people in political commentary should know statistics because basically statistics is relevant for like policy analysis?
What do you mean by no? Like just a basic understanding?
Yeah, you
like
should
they can do means, medians, and modes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They should know about things like Simpson's paradox. They should know about like Bayes' theorem and conditional probabilities, right? They should know probability density functions.
I don't know if I'd
stuff like that.
Grant that they should Like they should know enough to maybe know the difference between these things. I don't know if like doing the calculations is actually important or knowing any like specifics.
They should at least know. They should at least know what these things are conceptually.
Yeah, I think that's maybe optimal. Like it's sad to see like with like for a basic example where like math becomes like pain, like with Trump's like tariff stuff, right? With like the specifically like the chart. Remember he brought out that chart and everyone was dogging on him and he like linked it to some study and it was just like so like ham-fisted. It's just like that. You shouldn't, as if you're the president, ideally you should either have people that are able to do math better or you yourself have some better understanding so you don't like make really bad gaffes and like really stupid ideas.
Well, hang on, Confluence.
How
it
is
was a
Elder
good
Scrolls
graph.
6 already playable?
Yeah,
the graph
I mean, so you
itself
think
was aesthetically fine.
It was a solid graph, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
think
one
that more
year was.
people in the policy world should know statistics? Yeah.
I already did the star. Well, I don't remember where the star goes.
And would you say that's true?
That's true of a lot of things, right? Like not just stats, not even specifically stats.
But I mean, yes, political people should know more stats.
Yeah,
including political commentators.
I don't know. You're.
I don't even...
With should, it's weird. There's no like obligation to. It's like it would be a nice thing. It would be nice if all presidents knew like some psychology, you know, or philosophy. I don't know if I would say those things are like fundamental and that they should or they like ought to. It would just be like it would be a bonus to being like a leader who's managing large swaths of people.
Well, not just presidents. I'm saying, do you think that like political commentators should also know statistics?
I wouldn't say. I just balked on you using should for even presidents, and then you're like, you steamroll past that, and you're like, but then should.
Okay, should in the sense that it would be like. Do you think it would be a bonus for them to learn statistics?
Sure, it would be a bonus. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
like, well, no, I would say should, because like if you're talking about politics, but you don't know anything about like how to do statistical analysis or data analysis, then like your opinion is like not going to be informed by evidence in the same way that like you could if you knew those things, because evidence has to be interpreted and contextualized.
Wait, first
evidence
of all,
doesn't speak for itself.
Wait, brief pause. Daniel is saying, how is it playable? Skyrim is the last playable Elder. Isn't Skyrim Elder Scrolls 5? Am I crazy? Am I taking crazy pills? Skyrim is 5. Morrowind was 3. Oblivion is 4. Skyrim is 5. So how are you saying Skyrim 6 is, or Elder Scrolls 6 is playable if you're saying Skyrim is the last playable Elder Scrolls game made? I don't understand. Taiwan belongs to China.
Wait, no.
Taiwan belongs to China.
Skyrim 4. Skyrim 4.
No, Oblivion's
the MMO
4.
Is 5.
Oblivion's 4.
No, because the MMO is 5, correct?
No, that's just called Elder Scrolls Online. It goes Morrowind's 3. Wait, Let's Chief is saying it is. Am I? What? So what's Morrowind's 3? Is it not? Am I crazy?
I thought Morrowind was 2.
Oh my god, I have to fact check this. Is Morrowind Elder Scrolls 2?
Fact check it. I mean, you could be right, but I feel like Morrowind is 2.
No, Elder Scrolls 2 is Daggerfall. 3 is Morrowind.
Okay.
4 is Oblivion. So far, 5 is Skyrim. Oh my god. Confluence is goated, and Elder Scrolls 6 is not released yet. Elder Scrolls Online is separate. It's not part of the freaking numbers.
Wait, what's the first one?
Thank you, Testy, for the $2. I don't think anyone knows. Like even Google itself, I don't think it knows. It's called Elder Scroll Arena. I've never heard of that in my life. Okay, I've never heard of that in my life.
Okay.
I've at least heard of Daggerfall. Yeah, that's old school. I mean, so is the Daggerfall. That's a fucking old ass game.
Yeah.
Confluence. I'm gonna be Zach. I don't know if you see me. I'm Zactron in the comments.
Oh, you're
acknowledge him. Confluence.
Yeah, I acknowledge you, Zactron. I acknowledge you.
No, I was just gonna say
like Stacy alt, and this whole time Kirk has been Stacy somehow. Under a convincing AI.
So I got on Twitch for the first time in probably like 8 months, and I forgot what my Twitch username is, and I can't say it on stream.
Is it like a slur?
The first 4 letters are yes.
What does it start with? Just the first letter.
F.
I'm trying to. I want.
Blank GGO.
Oh, okay.
I want Brandon or Keelan to hop on.
Well, Kirk, I can't make these people hop on. Okay, so you can, especially you should have baited them with something instead of being like, if you join, fair warning, I will talk to you about, I don't know, Markov chains or whatever you want to talk about. How do I get? How do I forget how to get to the start? I don't understand. Is my sense of direction that bad? I honestly cannot remember how to get up here. I have no fucking idea. That's crazy. Where in the fuck? I have to get there.
I mean, also, did you learn any like computer science in terms of like programming languages like Python?
I took one computer science class and learned Java, and I've also forgotten the vast majority of that.
Okay, because I've heard that that some financial jobs require you to know Python.
I wish I learned Python instead of Java, because I felt Java, I just did not like Java. And then there's been a few times, like my friend showed me this, like Keelan would know it, I think, because he likes this stuff. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's like a famous comp sci thing that like they give you like practice problems and stuff and you can solve it and stuff. And I messed around with that for a while. I just like it's having fun level. And I thought Python seemed a lot more like fun to me. But yeah, so I wish I knew Python. In fact, I would go so far as to say every political commentator should know Python.
Tessie is saying there's no philosophy of statistics, just philosophy of statistics. No, there is philosophy of statistics. There's frequentist, there's Bayesian, there's other philosophies of statistics. There's Nyman Pearson versus Fisher statistics, right? Ones that say you have to construct an alternative hypothesis, ones that say you don't. There's all sorts of philosophies of statistics.
The only Fisher I like is the one from chess, and that's mainly because of his rampant anti-Semitism.
Bobby Fischer was an anti-Semite, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what made him great.
That's what gave him his chess ability.
Well, I mean, you like chess, right?
I do.
You want to play a game of chess eventually?
Yeah, I would. Have we never played before?
I don't think you and I have played.
I can't remember if do you play or?
I do play pretty well.
What's
Not
your
the
elo?
best. I don't have a chess.com account. I play in person.
Kirk, there's no one. I would go so far as to say there's no one in the developed world that is in this modern age good at chess that doesn't know what their elo is. That's a bold claim, but I'm making it. I don't think it's possible.
I don't play chess much.
We can test
I know my elo.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we'll have to play, and then I'll assign you an elo. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's 143.
And I think isn't chess more popular with like people who are interested in like analytical reasoning in general?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that's probably why it's so popular with men.
Yeah, I would also say so. I mean, it tickles that like autism part of my brain. There better be a star nearby. I don't know where the fuck I am, but it feels like a new place that's good to be.
Confluence, did you acknowledge my elo?
What did you say your elo was?
143.
143? That's almost... I think 100 is the lowest elo you can physically have on chess.
Keelan, maybe if you don't hop on, can you at least tell me from this? Can you at least tell me from the chat about Markov chains, like what a Markov chain is, and like how I learn about them, or like resources for learning about Markov chains?
Where the hell am I supposed to go from here?
I have this one tactic in chess where I just keep sending my pawns forward one by one. straight to the death.
That's a
And it's to
brave
build
tactic.
it's to build morale for the other pawns as they're seeing their brethren die on the battlefield.
Oh, is it
It,
successful?
it hasn't been successful, but
In theory, though.
you gotta have confidence.
Oh, first try. Oh, I didn't need to practice that. Based.
And
Keelan does
then
this
you
thing
say
where he
that
only plays me when I'm drunk, and he won't take no for an answer. He'll like, no, Confluence, this is the only time I'll play with you. And I'm like, Keelan, I'm fucking like 2 bottles of rosé down. He's like, take it or leave it. And I'm like, fine. And then he beats me and he's like, oh, I'm better than Confluence at Chaz.
Damn.
Keelan saying the answer to every question related to how do I learn X thing in math, computer science, or statistics is some Indian guy on YouTube has uploaded a video on it. Okay. So I'll look up some Indian guy on
That
YouTube
is
who can
true.
tell me what Malachi says.
I mean, that is
Kirk, you
low-key
should get
true
a-
if
you
you
should get
just
a
actually want to
leapfrog.
learn about it. Like, there's freaking Khan Academy for like literally like everything, right?
No, Kirk needs a leapfrog. Whatever those devices for kids are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll look up Markov chains online and see what I find.
Kirk, how's your writing? I'm curious on that. Like, how do you think you do like writing essays?
I mean, I do pretty well.
You should let me read one of your essays and critique it on stream. I think that would be fun.
Hell no.
I can show you what it's like to write an essay as an illiterate person.
That would be also fun. Wow, look it up online. Great idea. Yeah, no one's thought of that one.
You have to be close to beating this, right, Confluence?
Well, I've
You
gotten
said this one
like,
didn't have that many stars, right?
yeah, I only got I think 2 stars left in this one because each stage now has 7 stars in it, so I've gotten 5 of the 7. But the problem is I don't have no idea where the last one is. I'm gonna have to think of paths I haven't traveled. Oh wait, no, this already looks new. I think I went the wrong way. I didn't mean to go here. What is in this hole? Is this death in this hole? What's the likelihood? That's what every man should ask that question. Is there death in this hole? Save people a lot of pain. Oh. No, this is a legitimate path. Where in the hell am I? Is there actually a 100 coin star? That's gonna be so annoying. I hate collecting 100 coins. My most hated type of star. I don't think there is, but why would this lead me here?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Do we have any
myself.
data analysts in the community or data scientists in the community?
I don't think so. I know a data analyst IRL.
Is he so he could probably teach me, like, could you give me some of his contact information so I could ask him about math?
I don't know if he'd be interested in that. Well, he might actually. He's too nice, so he'd probably do it. But then I'd feel really bad because I don't think he would want to do it. But he's just.
Like,
He would,
man,
I don't
why
know if
did
he'd
you
say no.
introduce me to this guy?
You cannot tell me data analysis is not directly related to math.
I'm not saying
And
that.
philosophy.
Oh, my controller
And
disconnected.
physics.
Yeah, we
Well, it's not
mainly have
related
drug
to
addicts and
physics.
ex-drug addicts
Not
around
really
here.
the philosophy, except
And now we
maybe
have
the
an
philosophy of
OnlyFans
statistics.
star, okay? So we accept all types.
But in all seriousness,
couple
if your friend
homos,
is a
a
data
trans.
analyst, and I'm not joking, like, I actually could you give me his contact information?
No.
Yeah, give us his street address.
No, because like I actually want to talk to someone who can help like tutor me with regards
I
to
don't think-
statistics and like.
See, here's the thing too, Kirk. I don't know. I feel like the way you view the job market in academia, I think is like fundamentally incorrect because like I actually know 2 people that are doing like data analysis. Neither of them have any formal education in it at all. Not a single. Well, no, that's not true. One of them has a business degree, but didn't directly study it. Just took a general like business degree. The other one has nothing, no university at all. And they both do data analytics. And so I don't know if like, I don't know if it's like I feel like you would talk to them and there's a good chance you would ask them stuff and they'd be like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And they do it for a living, you know? It's kind of like the financial stuff. It's like, I think a lot of these people that actually do this financial analyst stuff, I don't think they would have any idea in a lot of cases what the fuck you're talking about. I'm sure some of them would at like a high level, maybe.
No financial analyst doesn't know calculus-based statistics and probability theory and linear algebra.
I don't know. I actually don't know. Again, I think you fundamentally misunderstand how the job market works. You can just get hired as a financial analyst for a lot of reasons.
I'm telling you this because I'm telling you, like, I'm studying. My finance is my major in college. And
I know, but you're missing what I'm saying. Is this a licensed profession, Kirk? Can you call yourself a financial analyst with anything, or do you need a specific degree? Because if you don't, then I got news for you. There's a lot of people that are hired for positions that don't have the requisite stuff that they tell you need in college.
Well, I'm just telling you what my professors told me.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I don't think your professors are right. At least in my case, where I literally know someone that does data analytics, and they haven't done any schooling at all.
Okay, but did they know about
just done business?
Regression analysis and statistics?
I'm sure, but I would think it's like very like, what do you need for this specific like position? Like, I think that's how like a lot of jobs operate. Is like, what do you actually need to know in real life for this position? And I think a lot of this stuff is actually not like fully needed in a lot of cases. That's just what I think.
What you're saying is it's kind of woo-woo.
It's a little woo-woo.
It's a little extra on top.
So to Keelan, he's saying, I have a friend who cares a lot more about statistics than I do, who would talk your ear off about it. Kirk, you already know more than you need to. It sounds kind of like Kirk wants to do a tour of several home schools. Shut the fuck up, Les Chief. They'd be like, yeah, I took this classes in college, but I don't use it because they wouldn't be using the names of the methods they're using today. So they use it, but it's unnamed and computer aided. Yeah, that's fair. But if they're doing a data analysis, like, you have to know regression analysis for dependent and independent variables, right? That is literally data analysis.
I don't know. Again, I'm gonna keep repeating this. I think you have a misunderstanding of how a lot of job markets work. I think you do.
Define data analysis.
I don't know why. What's that have to do with anything?
Data analysis, by definition, is when you analyze data. What do you do with that? It means you take data, you look at the means, medians, and modes, and you do things like regression analysis to find the relationships between dependent and independent variables.
More likely, as Keelan is saying, you have a computer program and you hit a button and it calculates all those things for you.
Yes, but you have to at least know what they are conceptually, even if you don't do the calculations.
It depends. It probably depends on the job. There's probably a lot of jobs that are billed as these like high fancy things, and it's literally just like, if it's a big enough company, it's like you follow these procedures, you look at this, you do these protocols, you follow our guidebook on this. Like, I don't think the real world operates how you think it does, Kirk. I really don't think it does.
So you're saying you can be a data analyst and not know this stuff?
I think you can know it on like a way lower level than you think in a lot of cases. That's what I think.
So yes, basically.
And so it's like to have like an in-depth conversation.
Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
It's not a yes or no question. I just gave you a nuanced answer.
Yes or no? Do you have to know this stuff?
You have to. It's not a yes or no question. What do you mean by know this stuff? Do you have to know it well enough to be able to type into a computer program for a lot of jobs? Sure.
Yes. Okay.
It's like saying, do you have to know psychology to be a psychologist? It's like, well, because it's a licensed field, you have to have taken the stuff. But if I talk to like most psychologists and ask them about like anything like remotely probably deep about like some or specific thing, they'd be like, I don't know. Like, their focus is like boots on the ground therapy. They're gonna know what they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. It's not like when they're moving into some clinical practice, someone is like testing them about like, can you tell me like all of this Piaget's stages of development and like give some nuanced thoughts on it. Like that's just, it's not going to be needed in most cases.
So Keelan's saying I agree, but knowing of it is almost intuitive at that point. Like actual stuff def goes through statistics and probability becomes like an additional appendage at some point. Like we can talk about order statistics, or we can talk about when the bus is going to arrive. So,
see, actuary I think is the licensed field. So that one, yeah, you would. I would grant you the actuary, but to my knowledge,
yeah, actuaries
like,
do. But I'm not going to be an actuary.
I know what you're going to be is something that's not licensed. That's my point. And so you're competing with a lot of people that aren't licensed, and they're probably just using what they need to do for their job.
But you acknowledge, yes, they need to know it at least conceptually.
Yes, at a I think a basic level, and I'm sure some of them require a lot more. I think it just depends. But I don't think it's like, it's not the way you're making it seem where it's like, oh, you know a guy who does this, therefore I'm gonna be able to ask him a bunch of advanced questions. That's not how that works, in my opinion.
Okay.
How do I still not remember how to get up to this star? Because I did that star, right? This doesn't look right.
I think people need a license to host streams.
Yeah, see, yeah, it's in some ways it is a similar thing with like stuff like if you're into like multimedia or like graphic design. It's like, yeah, you could go like, there's obviously people go to and get degrees in like digital multimedia and stuff, and it's like that's helpful, but do you need to know that? It's like you could just like probably like learn a program that you like, and then you could get hired into a position and you could be like doing graphic design, and you might not know anything, all the complex classes that they teach you about like the finer points of this stuff, you might have no fucking idea because you're hired to do this one task and you're making good money at it, right? Like it's just, these things are like, if it's not licensed, it could be like very, very good in a job market is I guess what I'd say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Keelan, can you is it, how can I stand up and walk without knowing the deep and exact system? Keelan, could you give me the contact information of your statistics friend so I could contact him with questions about statistics?
He wants to harass your friend, Keelan.
Don't give it to him. It's at your peril, Keelan. Can't believe I forget where this fucking star is. That doesn't make any sense. It's just gone.
Confluence, do you love being white in chess?
I do, yeah.
I also love being white.
See, I like to be black. It's the more violent of the two chess pieces.
There's a thing in chess called a minority attack, which I enjoy doing. It's just as untoward as it sounds. Am I supposed to do this fucking vanish cap? What the fuck? Okay, this is at least the last star. At least I know where all the stars are except the one I can't find. See, Kirk, do you at least acknowledge, will you acknowledge something for me? Do you acknowledge that what you crave is not knowledge in these contexts? This is real talk, Kirk. This is real talk, so buckle up. Well, you don't crave knowledge. You think you crave knowledge. You crave human connection and also possibly demonstrating your own knowledge and maybe some type of mentorship position, like menteeship.
Yeah,
that's what you crave.
I do crave mentorship.
But it's not for knowledge. It's not for knowledge. Nothing to do with gaining knowledge.
I do want knowledge, yes.
You want it, but that's not your main goal of like obsessively wanting someone to teach you something, which is fine. You want like connection. You want a father figure, for lack of a better word. You know,
to call him daddy.
No, I'm not making gay, but that's what you actually want, because obviously it's enough resources. You could do it on yourself. You're already taking this stuff in school. You could get ahead by reading textbooks. You could follow YouTube videos. You could join any online internet forum and whatever, you know. That's not what you actually want, okay? This is what my psych degree has led to, okay? Is me psychoanalyzing you in this moment right now.
Did you, when you were studying psychology, did you learn any behavioral economics, like Kahneman and Tversky's like prospect theory?
Behavioral economics? No, that is not part of a normal psych degree, Kirk.
But you know of like Kahneman Tversky, right?
No, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
So basically, they were Israeli-American economists and behavioral economists
Course.
and psychologists, and they found that people have loss aversion where they would rather
Oh yeah.
where
okay.
they fear losing more than they desire gaining.
Yeah. Okay. Now I do know about that. At least that specific thing.
No, but the thing is that is actually at the intersection between psychology and finance and economics.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd agree with you. Although I don't like that that's often presented as if that's like some irrational thing. It's not irrational at all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's always presented that way, but a lot of times it is like, this is a weird quirk of psychology. And it's like, not really. Like, it kind of makes sense that like, if you offered me, if you're like, hey, Confluence, buy a lottery ticket, you'll pay $100. You have 1,000,000,000 to 1 odds, but you'll make a Googleplex dollars if you win. I don't know if I would do that. Well, maybe $100, but you know what I mean? If it was like, give me $10,000, you have a 1 in a billion chance that you'll get a Google amount of money. From a math point of view, I should take that bet every time. But why fucking would I? Because I'm probably gonna lose. I'm gonna lose all my fucking money. Right? So it's not illogical to not take that bet. So it's like, people don't want to lose stuff because they oftentimes don't have enough to lose versus the benefit of gaining something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, but the point is that people like Nassim Taleb, who I've mentioned before in the finance world, use this findings about not irrationality, but like heuristics in decision making, and and because people use heuristics, it basically cuts against the rational actor model of neoclassical economics, which assumes that people make decisions by pursuing their expected utility function.
Okay.
Dad, is that you?
Yes. I don't
Hi,
think
it's Emmett.
any.
Hey, Emmett.
I don't think neoeconomics does that at all. They just follow preference-based ideation.
Like neo-Keynesian or what?
No, and like the new. At least what I know about the new economic models, the economic model, what they cannot, the thing that they cannot predict is the preference of the people. So they are based around the macroeconomic numbers are based on trends, but they cannot actually predict, nor they are presented in the idea that people are doing rational or super rational ideas. It's just preference based. You cannot decide what is the thing that people will prefer, which is a problem with Kantian.
I don't know.
You got someone who's talking to you about economics and you don't care? What the fuck? It's your favorite thing to talk about.
Yeah, well how would you
Philosophy
do, like,
is my favorite thing to talk about. Technically, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Emmett. Like the thing with economics is there's a lot of very silly people out there, and knowing who the silly people are is important.
That's very
it's important to
vague.
know that people are that out there.
He's saying it's important to know who the silly people are in economics.
I agree.
To not listen to
People
them.
in economics are silly. Well, it would depend, right? If we think that we're talking about rational actions when it comes to how exactly we are going to end up in some kind of economic system, that would be illogical, in my opinion. It will end up in complete... It will end up you being completely wrong about logic itself.
Also, why does
Then
Sila
where
enjoy
did
not say
Steelman
anything?
go?
Oh, is Keelan here?
What is what?
No, Steelman.
Steelman.
Oh, Steelman. Hey, Steelman.
No,
He's
he's
the
a
guy who
good
was
one.
talking about magic. He's the guy who's talking about magic mushrooms earlier in Discord.
I know who
Yeah,
Steelman
you
is.
should make him your mentor.
Yeah. Honestly,
Steelman
Chris would
left
benefit
because
probably a lot
I
from magic
joined.
mushrooms, and I don't say that. I don't. I don't say that to many people, but
Hell no.
Kirk needs to get out of his
He left
mind.
because I joined.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
you
I
still
heard they don't
got
work
that
on
beef.
Jewish people.
I don't have any beef with him anymore. I don't care. It's just that
I do want to mentor for community, yes, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I want someone who can help guide me.
Right. I just hope you realize
you
that
what?
it's not about the knowledge part. It's about like maybe the
Well,
maturation part,
it
which is
part
good.
of- it-
That's a deeper
It
thing to
is
realize.
part of the knowledge. It is part of the knowledge. Like, I do want to someone who can help me, teach me how to actually do the calculations by giving me like practice quizzes at my level.
Sure.
Like,
But you
isn't that
can't-
what's it called? What's the name of that like Piaget psychologist that said there's like a zone, like, have you heard of like the zone of proximal development, like Vygotsky, I think?
Yeah, but I mean,
You've heard of all that?
yeah, and I think that's what you want, but I think that's not mainly what you want. I think what you mainly want is like, you know, the other mentorship in a different way.
But I do want someone who can scaffold me, so to speak, and use, you know, give me
Whoa,
basically the
that's-
resources.
Pause.
I mean in the sense of like,
Scaffold.
yes, I'm saying I want someone who can help basically look at my knowledge and give me things that are advanced enough that I'll learn, but not advanced enough that I won't understand it.
you want to
Steel
go
Man's
to college?
perfect for
Is
that.
that what we're talking about?
He's already going
Do you
to
understand
college, which is the annoying thing.
Do you understand what I'm talking about? Confluence, like where you have enough, not where you learn something that's complex enough that you learn something new, but you still understand it.
Yeah, obviously I understand what you mean.
Okay, so I'm saying that's what I want.
I know. I think I disagree. I think that's on a surface level. That's what you think you want. Okay. I think you're the way you search for stuff. I don't think that's because you pride yourself on being autodidact. So just fucking autodidact it. There's more resources than there has been ever in the history of mankind. And so I think you could, we both know you could make a system like that on your own. You don't actually need somebody else to do that.
I do though, because the reason, and I'll tell you why. Because if I did try and like autodidact something advanced math is not as easy for me. Because with concepts, it's much easier to memorize and argue for concepts. But because math is about calculations, having someone who can help give me the right calculations to perform will help. But whatever.
Oh, I go up here.
About calculations? What kind of math are you talking about?
Well, I want to learn more about Markov chains.
Autodidact, like where you suck yourself off. That's autofellatio, testy, and I think you know that. Okay. I'm not green enough to think that you don't know the proper term for that. And here Kirk is wanting to know about fucking jerk off chains, which is so gay.
You.
The entire time, that's what I thought he was saying. I could just picture it in my mind. I'm like, man, that shit's gay.
I did jerk off earlier today.
Oh,
That's fucking insane.
Okay.
Kirk, you need God.
You need God. Why would you say that? You made Emmett leave.
I guess that's not in one of the 6 laws of fucking Noah had.
It is. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking last cheap. The scaffold him.
I think we're
Oh.
gonna have to delete the stream. I think it was worse than a slur.
Oh. Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Kirk, have you thought about looking for a girlfriend?
Or Jesus, or both.
Yeah, definitely Jesus, but let's start with something that, you know.
That could actually happen. I'm just kidding.
No, just stop. Or, like, are you waiting for a girl to come to you, or
I don't want to spend too much time in a relationship. I got
What?
interests. I have interests that will not make me compatible with the overwhelming majority of women.
Have you
Kirk,
thought about
what do you
dropping
care
those
about more,
interests?
making money or having a family and a wife and kids?
Making money.
Oh my gosh, there's a Jew in them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
If
Like, obviously
he
you have
was
to make
really
enough money
Orthodox
to
Jewish, he
survive
would-
and support your family, but you mean like that would be your priority is like money maxing versus like.
Well, I don't want to
having a
money
family.
max. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to. I just don't want to look for a girlfriend right now. Like, it's just not something I'm interested in.
Oh,
that's kind of where I was going.
Gay coded. I see.
It's not because I'm gay. It's just I'm not interested in relationships at the moment,
Uh-huh.
or men.
Mhm.
Or men.
So just alien.
Are you asexual, Kirk? It's 2026, okay. I'd like to
I'm
remind
Kirk
you.
sexual.
Is that what you were jerking off earlier today?
But anyway, Confluence, like, I probably couldn't ask my girlfriend about like Markov chains and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't start with that.
yeah, you gotta edge her up to the Markov chains. But I mean, first of all, there's probably women that are interested in your kind of more gay hobbies. But also, it's like, you know, you can have friends and have a girl. Your girlfriend doesn't have to fulfill every intellectual interest you have.
Yeah, but like I would want a girlfriend who would be compatible with my interest. And if she doesn't want to talk about what I want to talk about, like that's just not compatible.
So what if she was perfect in every other way, but she just like didn't want to talk about economics?
Well, what do you mean? It's not that. Well, then yeah, by definition, because we could talk about other things in economics. But like, my interests are philosophy, economics, finance, and now recently a little bit of math and some physics. But like, philosophy and economics and finance and stuff, and math related to that. Like, that has nothing to do with anything that a woman would be interested in. Probably.
You don't think you could find any woman that's interested in philosophy or math
Well,
or economics?
possibly. Probably I could find one, but I live in Mississippi, and the amount of people in Mississippi that are interested in that is pretty low. Let alone the amount of women in Mississippi who are interested in that is even lower.
Just, are you allowed to use JDate, Kirk? Because you're a Noahide?
No, because Noahides are not allowed to marry Jews.
He's got to get 4 more circumcisions before he's allowed on there.
Oh, yeah, they do check. They count the scars.
Out the rings.
Yeah, that's the
Do
problem. If you send a dick
do you
pic to a chick
understand
on
what I'm saying?
JDate,
Like,
they're
in
gonna be
my
outed instantly.
circumstance, I could probably not find a woman who
In your
shares my values.
circumcision? Yes, I understand.
No, do you understand? Like, no, hold on. I'm being serious. Do you acknowledge I probably couldn't find a woman who would share my values?
For
Possibly.
your interests or your values?
Keelan, I'm projecting humanity's desire to pair bond and reproduce onto others. That's what I'm doing. Oh, this stage is so pretty. Look at this. It's a mood. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure a Jew would marry a Noahide. Maybe if they're like insanely strict or something.
I actually have a rabbi who, and my rabbi told me he got a business degree.
Okay. Does he have any daughters that are interested in business? Because then you're fucking made.
Well, the problem is I can't marry a Jewish woman as a Noahide because the Torah prohibits intermarriage.
I don't blame him.
So
I mean,
unless
probably-
I converted to Judaism and got circumcised a 3rd time, then it wouldn't work.
Yeah, and you're running out of skin. Let's be honest, there, Kirk. Okay.
Exactly.
There's not much left to
cut
cut
me,
off.
exactly. So cut me some slack.
They're gonna cut
Damn,
you
you're
some
like-
slack, okay?
You're like the Mormons of Christianity. No one accepts you.
Yeah. I feel like I'm more accepted as a Gentile because they let me on J8 as long as I'm circumcised. They're like usually fine with it. I just have my flag set to Israel and they're fucking cool.
No, I could go on Jade. Like I'm like in all seriousness, I could date a Jewish woman. It would just be against my religious ethics.
Oh, so you're stopping it. It's not even the Jewish chicks.
Well, no, if they're Orthodox, they would not date me. If they're not Orthodox, they probably would.
Well, is it against, like, is it a bad thing for you to, I guess, marry and have kids with a Jewish woman?
Yes, from my perspective, because it would be
Okay.
intermarrying when the Torah prohibits intermarriage.
God doesn't want you mixing with his preferred people?
I guess not.
How am I supposed to make this? How do you send proof? Like I
Also,
said, you have to
you-
send a zoomed in. You got to get like a good macro lens, and you show a picture of Oh, you said
No, I
do
just
that.
did a
Yeah,
nose
no,
tape.
yeah, of course they do. And you have to have like a little QR code next to it, so like you can confirm it's yours. Because it could just be any. You could just like pull any circumcised dick, not in a gay way. I mean, like just grab a photo of any circumcised dick. To be clear.
I just took a photo of my nose and they let me on.
Confluence. You also you like Lex Friedman, right?
I do. I love Lex Friedman.
He talks about math and machine learning quite a bit on his podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I like the way he talks about it. But sometimes it is like a little heady, but I think he does a good job of like making it more like, digestible.
Yeah,
And
but I'm
I
saying
am
though,
interested
like
in machine learning, at least conceptually, not like getting super into it, but I find it interesting.
machine learning, that is linear algebra. That is matrices and matrix multiplication.
Look,
like,
I enjoy math, just not on like, I just don't know it on like a high level. Like there was a reason why I was taking those classes. I didn't have to. I just was interested in them.
Well, if you enjoy math, I'm saying yes, you might want to look at like linear algebra and eigenvalues and stuff and help teach me.
I don't like math that much, okay? I like math. My like of math right now is like, I like watching number file, okay? I like watching 3 blue, 1 or 2 blue, 3 blue, 1 brown, and pretending I can remotely understand it after halfway to the video. I like watching Matt Parker. So it's like math on a very, this is like entertainment math, Not like,
Hot
oh, I'm
math.
gonna go solve a bunch of like differential equations for fun math, It's not that.
Yeah, no, I mean I get what you're saying. I'm just saying for me personally, I want to make money with that.
I understand.
Confluence, what's your favorite Lex Friedman podcast?
Yeah.
My favorite. Oh, that's a hard one because I'm gonna give an answer that's really gay that everyone's gonna hate.
Well, I guess, might as well mention it now.
I would say I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. But
It's Dave Rubin, isn't it?
no, it's not Dave Rubin. Possibly worse. Probably the one with Destiny and Melina. It's probably my favorite Lex Friedman podcast.
Interesting.
But not that anything like groundbreaking was discovered. There's probably more. It's just that's the one that like comes to my mind. Because it's like entertaining. They had like, because Lex is funny, but he's like the straight man. And I feel like him and Destiny had like good charisma. So it's like a very highly entertaining thing that like sticks out,
Yeah.
But then there's other like more important ones, like the freaking like Putin one or Zelensky and whatever.
Yeah, actually, I recently watched an interview he did with like do you know like MIT OpenCourseWare?
Yeah.
And he did an interview with the mathematician. Have you heard of Gilbert Strang?
I don't think so.
So he was being interviewed about linear algebra. Where would I post that in Discord?
Could be in general, could be in the delete immediately folder,
I was gonna make the same joke.
could be in
Yeah,
research.
I'll
Back there.
I'll put it in I'll put it in research.
You know what, Kirk? I just want to say, for the
fine.
sake of Confluence holding true to his word, I actually did that 8-minute video I promised you like 2 weeks ago that I'd watch. I actually did watch it, and the 2 parts, I watched the other part. You send the most boring ass fucking videos. Just the delivery on it is so fucking dry. I was like, fucking kill me.
What did you watch?
I can't even remember. I watched it last week, and I can't even remember what the subject is. And I watched both parts, and I was like, it's so dry. It's so boring. I'd have to go back into Discord.
Which section was this in?
I don't remember. We were talking one day and you're like, will you watch these videos? And Testy was on there, and I don't remember who else.
Was it the Corey Jaspers videos?
Yes, it was the existential psych stuff. And the presentation was so bad, but it also made me just remember why I love existentialism, but hate existential psychology. Because it's like so fake and so gay. But I did watch it. I want to let you know I watched it, okay?
Wait, I posted 4. I posted Rollo May, Corey Jaspers, and then 2 other Corey Jaspers ones. Which ones did you watch?
I told you I'd watch the 8-minute one, and if I recall, it was 2 parts, and both parts were around 8 minutes, and I watched both of the parts.
Okay. Yeah, then you watched the Corey Jaspers one. It was, those were about his metaphysics of like what is being and like, it's interesting.
I hated it. I hated it so much. But I just wanted to tell you that I did keep my promise, okay? Oh, Keelan, you got Godel Escher Bach? Oh, Keelan, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely adore it, Keelan. I swear you're gonna love it. And that book has like won awards, man. That book is highly regarded, which is probably why you got it. But yeah, you're gonna really enjoy it. Kirk, you should read that fucking book. Okay, Testy's telling me to check DMs because he found a super cute white chick reading the Bible. Oh, she is pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Testy. She's reading it all breathy. You really sexing it up. Testy, you're developing a weird fetish toward religion. I'm just gonna say that. Between the past 2 days and now this, you're weird. You're not even posting me the link. You're keeping her all to yourself like that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Why'd my thingy go down? Whoa. Okay, there we go. We're back. Yeah, this is how it starts. You start by blaspheming for the love of the game, and it becomes this sick sexual thrill. I've seen it 1,000 times before, Testy. This is the road you're leading down. But eventually leads you to Christ, okay, in a weird backwards kind of way. So,
there is a redemption in there.
Yeah, so just keep going, I guess. That's my advice.
In fact, could you speed it up?
Yeah, can you hasten this gooning toward Christianity until the Christianity just overtakes you?
I'll probably check out Godel Escher Bach. I've heard of it, and I've heard, it does. It actually is deeply philosophical and does talk about mathematics and stuff.
It does, yeah.
Like, the problem is though is like, it's not like statistical mathematics, so it would not be something that would be relevant for my career.
Well, don't you also like math for the love of the game?
Not really.
Really? So you're not?
I'm not like I don't like math like in general. I like math as it relates to finance.
That's so weird. So in a weird twist of fate, I like math more than you do, despite you constantly talking about math and me hating to talk about math. So I'd say I actually enjoy. I mean, that's why I at least watch like the number file videos and stuff. It's because I enjoy it.
I mean, I'll say I like the math conceptually, but like in terms of doing the calculations, like I hate doing the calculations unless I have to.
Oh, see, even in school, I enjoyed. I would say I honestly enjoyed doing the calculations.
Yeah, like no, I mean, I just don't, because like if I have to, yes, but if it's the type of thing where like I can use if it's not in a school context, then I can just use a calculator. I would prefer to just do that because yeah, it's just not. I'm just not as interested in it. Like, but I'm interested in the math conceptually as I can integrate it in finance as I need to do the calculations for that.
Man, you just see math as a means to an end. That's crazy. For someone that talks about math as often as you do, that's actually crazy.
I don't talk about math that often.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Only for the past 2 days have I really been on like a math kick.
Well, Kirk, if you think about it, you know, the economy is intimately related with math, and you're always trying to talk about that.
Yes, and I guess what I say I'm interested in math as it relates to finance and economics. Yeah.
Kirk, that's so sad. It's just sad.
Yeah.
Why do you care about making so much money? Why is that like, who cucked your mind? You need to uncuck your lip-cuck fucking SJW mind, okay?
What's sad about that?
I don't know, because like, I don't know, there's just better things to goals toward, I guess.
I mean, do you acknowledge I can be interested in math for a purpose?
I guess. Hey, Kokomo.
Yeah. What's wrong with? Also, you don't dislike making money.
No, I just think that, but I think it's weird to be like, I have this interest that I'm really, I don't know, it just seems odd to be like, but it's just like, why not pick something you're like really actually passionate about that'll also make like decent money, instead of just being like, okay, I feel like I'm good at this thing and I'm gonna just like,
I am
like
passionate about finance and economics.
Okay.
I do love, and so to the extent that I need mathematics for those, yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm just saying I'm not interested in like trigonometry, like, and so far as it's not related to that.
Okay, I see.
Like math is a huge field. I can't just be interested in like math as a whole.
Right. Yeah, I guess if you're passionate about economics and you're just using math to get there.
Now, there are a lot of branches of math you could like ask me about that like I'm interested in learning more about, like stochastic calculus. Like that's definitely going to be relevant, I think, for finance. I mean, maybe not the finance I'm doing, but just in general, finance as a subject matter. And so, yeah, but like I'm not gonna say like I like differential geometry when it has nothing to do with what I'm interested in.
Right, I understand.
It would be like if like, because like, well, yes, when I say, oh, you're interested in philosophy and philosophy relates to this, like, you know, that's a meme, right? Now it feels like you're taking that meme and actually like making a moral judgment out of it.
No, no, I don't think so. I guess I'm more just surprised. I'm more surprised because I thought you were actually passionate about the math part of it. Like I said, for the love of the game, you know, it's not like it's bad that you're not, I suppose. I'm more just like agog.
Some would say flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted, if you will, yeah.
Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked. Deceived, even. Jude, if you must. I'm just kidding.
So,
Kirk, you're allowed to like whatever you want.
What's that Jewish law firm that sues everybody?
The
ACL,
ADL.
Oh, ADL, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, I think Wall Street Journal wrote an article that talked about the word goyslop, and the ADL said that they should take down that article, and because goyslop is now anti-Semitic term.
I mean, it's like, I guess it kind of is a little bit, you know.
Well, I mean, I always thought it was a term used against Gentiles to begin with.
No.
Like when you think of goyslop, it's just
the whole point of goyslop is that Jews own this and are making it like gross or like low quality for Gentiles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess
because it started with food and then it got extended to media, and yeah, into food origins, it's like, oh yeah, the Jews don't really eat at like, you know, McDonald's and they don't eat processed food. They just make goy slop for the goys, you know. So I mean, I don't, obviously when I'm saying it, I don't think, and I wouldn't say it needs to, but like, you know, I like, yeah, there is, you know.
There's an ugly history.
Well, Confluence. Let's talk about Marvel movies. What are Marvel movies?
Oh, that's fucking Koi Slop, absolutely. And it's made
Would
by
you acknowledge?
Jews. I'm just kidding. Well, I
Would
mean,
you acknowledge there's an ugly history?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't say I wouldn't even say
mean,
I wouldn't say it's ugly. Like actually, I don't think I would say it's ugly. It has ugly associations with it, I would say, because there's a way to say it where you're just like everyone knows what you're meaning. But yeah, if you're meaning it actually in like the Jews
No,
control
like when I say
everything and.
No, but when I say ugly history, yeah, like you have to acknowledge like when they came up with the term, it actually did have like conspiratorial anti-Semitic connotations.
Yeah, but it's one of those where it's like it's hard to tell with
But-
stuff that like originates in these like battles of the internet and stuff. If this stuff is like said largely like tongue-in-cheek, or if like the people saying it are like actually think that like McDonald's is like a Jewish plot, you know, or if it's just kind of like a haha, the Jews control everything and this is just like for the plebs. If it's like you know what I mean? Is it because it's almost replaced with just like, oh, this is like stuff for normies, right? Or stuff for like plebeians, right? Like it has like basically the same meaning. It's just kind of the more edgy way to like say it, you know? So I don't know like what
Okay,
percent of people that say it
the bottom
actually
line
means
is,
some
like,
type of, you know.
Let's say someone said like beer is Irish slop or whatever, or like beer is non-Irish slop made by Irish, and like the connotation is that the Irish are trying to get everyone drunk. Like you would say that's anti-Irish bigotry, or at least I hope you would.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
I mean, it's
personally
not
would not.
true.
Yeah, first of all, you won't catch me defending the fucking Irish. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, don't get it twisted, Kirk. But second of all, no, I don't know. I don't know if I would. Like, I might say, yeah, like I agree. It could be. That's why I even said a bit to Big Soda. Yeah, like I understand them saying "goy slop" is like an anti-Semitic term, but yeah, do I think it's? Would I say it's anti-Semitic bigotry? I think that's like a bridge too far. A bridge to Terabithia too far. That's what I would say.
Oh man, that was a fucking good book. I read that book like 3 days ago.
Did you really?
No, it's been like maybe like 3 months.
Did you actually? I don't know if that's a joke now.
No, that's for real.
Oh dang!
It's probably been some months.
Well, I also am curious, Confluence. When you took statistics, did you like talk about
Yeah, I asked you to send me
counterfactuals
the
at all?
link, Testy, and you didn't send me the fucking link. Of course, I want to know.
For now.
Sorry, Kirk. What? I was distracted by Beth.
Did you learn about,
cute white Bible girl?
Did you learn about counterfactuals at all?
In what? In what context?
Statistics.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I've learned about counterfactuals in some contexts.
I'm asking if you specifically learned them in statistics class.
I don't know. It all starts to blur together, Kirk. Okay, I can't tell you what was learned in what class or what was learned outside of class. It's really hard to say at a certain point. Okay.
Kirk, you gotta think he's 41 years old.
I
He's
am
been on the
not.
older side.
I'm 28.
How-
Okay.
You're 28. You should remember some of this stuff.
This is a long time ago.
Well, if you're 28, when did you get your degree?
When I was like 20,
Like, was this
22? So that's like a good
think
6-7 years ago.
Wasn't it like pre 9/11?
6
It
years?
was not
That's.
pre-9/11.
I don't remember. To be fair, I don't remember much about 6 years ago. Me, but like
Testy,
you don't
get
remember
my
stuff.
degree right now. I'll fucking dox myself just to prove a
You don't-
point.
You don't remember stuff. You know, when I'm 18, I don't remember stuff from when I'm 12. But I do remember stuff from when. But I imagine when I'm, when I'm 28, I would remember my 22-year-old self, or even my 20-year-old self. Like when you're an adult, you can remember things more easily about things
Well,
in your.
Kirk, when I was your age, I too liked to imagine that I would remember a bunch of stuff. And the truth is, I remember a lot of important stuff. I remember, random conversations. I remember really meaningful things. I remember the relationships I built. I remember bad things that happened. I remember a lot of the knowledge that I've gained in certain contexts, especially the stuff I've used, but the stuff that like I really haven't used much since, like something like stats, it's like, no, it's like you would like to think that you don't, that knowledge just sticks with you forever because you feel like you know it so well now. But the truth is you don't is the truth. You don't. A lot of it goes away unless you continuously use it. And even then, the stuff that you continuously use will stick with you.
Okay.
Like even my theology stuff, like I did like, I don't know, like I guess 5 or 6 years of like intentional biblical like study at school, like apart from my psych stuff. And I would say that like there is a lot of stuff still, like if you had an in-depth conversation about like, let's say the Reformation, there'd be stuff that I remember and there'd be a lot of shit that is just like out the window, you know, stuff that I wrote essays on, stuff that I would have poured over for ages, right, to write these fucking essays that have to be like sourced with like a million sources. And if I read the essay, like I'm reading the essay right now for like the first time, you're like, that sounds vaguely familiar. I'm sure it sounds like my writing, but it's just like, yeah, if I've done that where I pull up like an old essay and it's like, yeah, I don't remember this at all. Like it just doesn't happen. Yeah, Testy, send it to me now so I can re-stream her, okay?
Who was the king that the Reformation started under?
I don't know. Is it Henry VIII?
Nah, I was just curious if you knew it off the top of your head.
Is it?
It sounds right.
I'm actually not sure.
I want to say it. I mean, the fact that you guessed Henry VIII, I mean, I wouldn't question it. I was just gonna say King Henry.
Then I'm confident that it's Henry VIII now. I'm 10 toes down on Henry VIII.
Well, okay, did you learn like...
Did I learn about what?
The Crusades? Like,
no,
I guess in your academic...
No, because that was mostly like pre-Reformation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I've said this before. So in the church history portion was like mainly, almost entirely actually, to be honest with you, in my Master of Theology, which I didn't finish. I did half of it. And I took Church History 2 before Church History 1. And Church History 2 was the Reformation until the present day. And Church History 1 is everything before that. And then because I didn't finish my second thing, then I never got to it. So that's why I suck at early church history, especially because that's all just stuff that I've like just decided to look up. Like literally none of that is from like my education.
Yeah, but you like, you know, of like maybe you don't know their philosophies, but you know of the early like church philosophers, not early in the like early sense, but like, you know, the major church philosophers like Thomas Aquinas and Augustine and all that. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, and they were, the scholastic period was like an interesting period in theology and philosophy because basically they were trying to integrate Aristotelian and to some extent Plato, like philosophy and logic with the Catholic Church. And yeah, I mean, there is an interesting history there that and I'm being serious. Like, I'm not saying you're interested in this and this. No, like I actually think you would resonate, Confluence, with that as a Christian.
I do, yeah. I mean, I've said it before. I enjoy the Neoplatonists. I don't like the Aristotelian stuff as much.
But when I mean, Confluence, do you remember like regression analysis for like independent variables?
Yeah, like finding the line of best fit and shit.
Yeah. Okay, because I was curious to, like, I'm also not great with regression analysis, and if you could help me with that, that would also be good.
See, when you ask me if I'm familiar with this, that, like, it basically ends like you guaranteed you know more about regression analysis than I do already, like guaranteed. That there's probably a time where that wasn't true. If you could have a time travel machine and go back to when I was, 22. But, if you don't have one of those, then you almost certainly know more than I do about it.
Oh, wait, Confluence, you said that the I guess the class that you took was Church History 2, but not
Yeah.
1, correct?
Yeah.
Church History 2, you said that started from the Reformation to when?
To like the current day.
How the fuck do you cram like 1500 years into one, and then cram like I don't know 500, maybe 6 at the most into a whole course?
It is odd, especially because like I feel like a lot more important things happened in like the wait just a sec, gotta pause buffer this. Oh, let's fucking go. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, especially because I would say the most important stuff happened in the beginning, and then after the Reformation, like moving on. I mean, it wasn't really. I guess I shouldn't say after. It was like the Reformers. Actually, it might have been roughly divided in half, because I guess the early Reformers probably started like 12th, 13th century. So maybe it probably was actually probably like around 1000 AD and onward, because it didn't start in like the 1500s or whatever. So it probably was roughly in half. But still, it's kind of weird because. Like, so we learned a shit ton about like the Anabaptists, but I didn't want to take 2. It was just like how the semester worked. It was just like Church History 2 was the only thing offered. And then, so just when I started my school, that was the only thing. And then next year you have to take Church History 1. And yeah, it's like, yeah. So I learned so much about like the Anabaptists, or like these stupid, like, you know, like Protestant denominations. I don't really care about this at all. Like, I'd much rather hear about the schisms and the formation of like the early church and stuff.
Yeah. You start to get to like the Crusades and stuff like that. And
I wrote for one of my this is a very Confluence moment, but you might hate this. For one of my classes, we could like pick any. I can't remember what the exact topic was that we had to choose from, but somehow I shoehorned into talking about John Dee, who was the sorcerer for like Queen Elizabeth I, like the old one. And so he was like, sorry, the astrologer. He was also a sorcerer, but he wasn't. He was the official astrologer. And he did all this like talk to angels and all this stuff. And I did this essay on this. And I had this really like conservative professor, and he gave me like a fucking C- or some shit. And I fucking knew that was bullshit, because all of his comments were like not academic. I understand if this was like from like a biblical, but he's like, some of his comments were like snide and like almost like, this guy is doing stuff like, how is he talking to angels? That's against biblical principles. It's like, brother, this is a master degree. You gotta check that shit at the door. I understand you don't like the idea of talking to angels, but you can't just like, you know, fucking do this. So I challenged it. So one time in school, I challenged it. I was like, that grade's fucked up. And I fucking won. I ended up getting a B+, okay? Because they got sent to all these other profs, so they have to independently grade it without knowing his grade. And I was like, fucking yes, okay?
interesting.
The point is, I wrote a killer essay on John Dee. I was pouring through his Latin notebooks because he wrote all shit in Latin. Very interesting figure, okay?
How long ago was that? Was that 300 or 400 years ago?
Yeah, John Dee, I think, would have been like 1600s.
Okay.
I think. And he was with a man named Edward Kelly. Edward Kelly was his like scryer, which is like the guy who like stares into like the other like shoe stone, it's called, which is like supposed to like how they talk to the angels. So Edward Kelly would like look into the stone and then say what he said, and John Dee would write it down. But then it got really, it started out good, as most things do. And then I think it was, I can't remember which one did it. I think it was Edward Kelly. Yeah, it was Edward Kelly. He's like, the angel is telling us that we have to swap wives. This is how the story ends. And John Dee was like, that sounds crazy. I think you just want to fuck my wife. And Edward Kelly's like, nah, bro, this is what the angels are saying. And so they did the wife swap, and then everything went to shit. Everything went to shit, man, because I don't think the angels told them to swap wives. I don't think it was a real angelic vision.
That kind of reminds me of the time that I got into some of the like bad Pope history of like them arresting each other and like them engaging in corruption and other fucking demonic shit. And that's a rabbit hole and a half.
Yeah, the popes got fucking crazy, man.
Oh, there's some popes out there that are fucking scary.
Yeah.
There was like a chain of like 3 popes that like each time the pope would step down, the pope after him would arrest them, and this happened for like a chain of 3 straight popes.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of untowardness that happens in. I guess it's humbling in a way. Like, you know, no matter how good you think your institution is or how good. I mean, you see this with a lot of even like there's a Chinese. I don't know what to call him. I guess just like a preacher named Watchman Nee that I really liked, and I thought his stuff was really great. It was kind of like. It is a little maybe fringe at certain places. Like it does go into like some like spirituality that he backs up in scripture, but maybe other people would say isn't like fully backed up, or like he has a very like strict like tripartite view of like the human body. So he thinks that the Bible is clearly teaching that like the spirit of man is different than the soul, is different than the body, which I happen to agree with. But he'll like say like every time the word is used, you know, every time like the word ruach is used, that's specific about the soul, and when the Bible uses that, we can discern what it means and what the capacities of the soul are. Again, something I happen to agree with, but a lot of Christians don't necessarily read the Bible that way. So it's a bit fringe, but not that fringe. The point is, he had like a son, can't remember what his son's name, something Nee, and his son basically kind of like turned the whole thing basically into like a cult, or maybe the people became more cult-like, and the whole thing just like got fucked. And it's like, you read like Watchman Nee, and in my opinion, it's like, oh, this guy's like, has so much like spiritual and like Christian wisdom. But then it's like the whole thing just went off the rails. And I feel like that happens so often with like these religions where it'll like, things will like start in a way that like, this feels good. You know, how could this go bad? And then it goes so fucking sideways. And it just happens with such like predictability that it's like, it's a little frightening. And that's how I imagine my cult would go. I think my cult would go fucking great until like some fucking successor I thought I could trust just goes fucking batshit fucking Coco. Yeah, I'd Testy would have his, after he gooned to Jesus like a million times, he would have his conversion, you know, and then yeah, I would name him my successor, and then he'd go back to like the gooning and be like, you know what, we can hybridize the gooning and the Christ worship together, and then you'd fuck everything up, and I'd go down as a fucking monster, you know, just for inspiring him. How it always fucking happens. And I think that's probably not most cults maybe, but kind of like in some ways a lot. Like even if it like, even the more like weird ones, a lot of times, even like Jonestown, it didn't start that weird. You look at like Jim Jones' early stuff, it was kind of just like a slightly charismatic church, you know, in the early phases, and then it got more crazy, and then it got more crazy, and then all of a sudden they're buying property in like the whatever the fucking Pacific Ocean and shit, or whatever fucking country they were in, and now they're fucking killing themselves. It's like, but it didn't start that way. Same with like the Branch Davidians, like a lot of these places like didn't start as crazy, and then things just go like off the rails, man. Even like arguably Jehovah's Witness, like before it was Jehovah's Witness, it was called like the Bible study movement. And it was just like, people are like, you know what? We don't think people are taking the Bible seriously enough. We want to like interpret it how it's actually meant to be written, and we're gonna do Bible studies, and we're gonna be known as the Bible study movement, and we're just doing that. And then like, and then you fast forward like, you know, a few years in time or a few decades, and all of a sudden it's like fucking crazy, and they're predicting the end of the world, and every shit's just hitting the fucking fan.
Pick your own blanket.
Hey, Testy. Speaking of my successor of my cult, how's it going?
I think, you know what, like I always make this joke, and I'm always like, oh, the Bible's a little bit preachy, and everyone's like, yep, like, you know, but it's a joke, right? It's like, oh, the Bible's not bad, it's just, you know, it's a little preachy, like it's a little bit of a tongue in cheek. Nobody ever gets it, because everyone's like, yeah, it is preachy, that's the point. I think the problem is, and hear me out, all right, just listen with an open mind. I think there's a little bit of a, it's like a PR thing, you know, like Christianity. I guess, I don't know, is it on the decline? I think in America it's like younger generations are getting into it, right? So maybe it's not like declining, but it's definitely not as at its peak, right? So I think you guys just gotta like sex it up a little bit. You just gotta make it sexy, all right?
Make Christianity sexy again, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why you're watching the girl you're watching? Is she making Christianity sexy again? Would you say?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I unmuted for a second, and she was like, because people, she's just her whole thing is she's just reading the Bible on stream, so people are fucking losing their shit in chat. Because I don't even know if she has mods, so everyone's fucking arguing. And she just stopped for a second, and she's like, I'm not like arguing about anything. I'm just talking about how like I'm just reading the text, and she's talking about how Jesus saved her and all this shit. And I'm like, and plus, yeah, she's cute. So I think it is. This is why I'm coming to you with this. I'm saying it's appealing, and maybe she could be the one to save my soul.
That won't go bad at all. You and the other. Wait, how big of a stream is this?
Well, she's praying now. She's got 70 viewers.
Okay, hey, you have a chance. Okay, you can get noticed.
Now, this. Do you remember? What do you feel about? Because you'll know who this is. What the fuck is her name? Nala? You know what I'm talking about? She's like the infamous.
Nala Ray, yeah.
Yeah, she did the whatever pot. I mean, I'm sure she's done other shit, but she was pretty famous OnlyFans chick. And then
she was top 10 in terms of rev.
Right, and then she became Christian, and everybody was like, "This is just a grift. It's just her Christian grift thing." And I mean, from what I've seen, and maybe there's some grift, I have no fucking clue. But like, I feel like she actually did make a change in her life. So I don't know if I buy it, hook, line, and sinker, but like, it doesn't feel like just a pure grift to me. It feels like something happened. What do you think of that?
I think she's a dirty slut. No, I'm just kidding. No, I fought with so many people about this. I fought with Emmett about this. I fought with Mo about this. I fought with most of the Orthodox people, a lot of the non-Orthodox people. Because people like the arguments people make, and I think this is all kind of led by like Andrew, because Andrew had a real problem with this, like Andrew Wilson.
Which is insane to me, because people bring up his situation all the time.
I actually made a whole video about Nala Ray and Andrew Wilson, okay? Not always be plugging, okay? I made a whole video about this. Because this is before I obviously did my streaming. Because it's like you want these people, and I say in the video, okay, this is my controversial take. I say that these fucking ortho bros, maybe I put it in nicer words, but a lot of these people, they don't, hashtag not all ortho bros, but I don't think they actually want these people to change, because they'll like degrade these people a lot and be like, you're awful, you're like, this is such a bad thing. And then when the people change, they're like, no, you can't just change like that. It's like they want to hate them, and they want them to like off themselves. Is I think what I say in the video. Okay, that's the only redemption that they see is offing themselves. There's no redemption in these people's minds.
That sounds extreme. I don't know how many of them would actually fight that bullet.
I'm not necessarily saying that now, but I truly think they don't see a path of redemption. Like, because like the people I've talked to, they'll like talk about stuff like that, she licked a spoon in a video and it was like sensual, and I like watched the clip and I'm like, I don't know if I would see that way. I think she's doing like a baking video and she like licks the spoon. I think that's reading into things a bit. Or maybe it's like, she still got these like tendencies because she was like so like OnlyFans brain for so long. Maybe I don't know. I would see that as like, she's like doing this massive grift, and this is like the one piece of evidence that Everett uses that she's like, still a hoe and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, man.
No,
but Confluence, isn't that a problem? Like, for example, I know you talk about like, I don't want to. I know like you mean about me bringing up trans stuff a lot, but I actually don't bring it up that much anymore. But like, isn't that a big argument? Like a trans woman was like male socialized, so like she can't understand what women think like.
Is the argument that she was like socialized as a whore? Now she like kind of like
socialized as a whore.
Yeah,
you can take the woman out of the OnlyFans, but you can't take the OnlyFans out of the woman.
Sorry, I don't want to strawman you, but it sounded like I don't.
Well, I'm saying like no, because it's like the idea is if Confluence, like you would say that like a trans woman could not empathize with other women or with women because you would not consider them women.
Nala wasn't born a slut, to be clear.
Because they were born male.
Yeah, but Nala wasn't born a slut, right?
But the principle is the same in that you're saying that because of some. I know, but the principle is the same in the sense that you're talking about like because of someone's past, they can't change their personality.
Well, no. So her father, or was it? No, sorry, not her father. But she was raised Baptist, or no, sorry, she's the daughter. This is her Wikipedia. She's the daughter of a Baptist pastor. So yeah, her dad was a Baptist pastor. So I like the reason I would give her a little bit more credence is, and this happens from time to time. You know how people say like they believed at one point, then they sort of lost their way from Christ, and then they sort of came back. Like I think that she has probably a lot of foundational knowledge, and so. That's why I give her a little bit more credence. If it was like she was, I don't know, raised by like hippies and was just always free love and whatever, and was social, like, well, I mean, social.
What's her name?
Nala Ray.
Ray. Nala, and then Ray, Ray. But yeah. So that's one of the reasons I give her a bit more credence, because she has some basis to like turn back to religion rather than I'm turning to it for the first time, or because I who I was gonna say. She doesn't pretend like to believe in God or anything, but kind of what Confluence is describing with these little suggestive nods to the camera, like a lot of streamers do this, but I feel like Pokimane is one of like the biggest offenders of this, where she makes this huge point of like, I don't sexualize myself, because she doesn't show cleavage and she doesn't do all these things, but she will 100% do the like, oops, I like dropped this thing, I need to like bend over and pick it up,
Yeah.
or like do the big stretch, or like just the way that she conducts herself, I feel like she absolutely. And also apparently when it came out that she had a boyfriend, there was like a massive backlash from her community, which is, I think, very telling. It's like clearly the product that you're selling is that you're like that you like have a shot, or it's like here's this cute single girl, she's just kind of aloof, she just has no idea how cute she is, It's
Yeah.
like that is a product in and of itself. And I don't know enough about Nala. I don't know her like social online presence. Like, yes, but I don't know. I just feel like there would be a lot more footage out there of her being a hypocrite if it existed.
That's what I mean. And people's like main issue seems to be just that she's like to steelman them, right? They would say like, oh, if this was a real conversion, she wouldn't be out there like preaching to people. She would just be, like spending years just trying to like reform her life and stuff. And I can understand that point, but the pushback I would give is like, who else is better equipped? Like, given the fact that she's done like, yeah, I understand she's done like a media tour of like going on Michael Knowles and all this stuff, but who else better to like warn, let's say, an impressionable young woman about OnlyFans and like maybe the dark side of it, or like what you think you're getting is not where you're gonna get, than someone who's one of the top 10 OF creators, so I understand that, yeah, maybe in a lot of situations it would be best to like do this, but I also think she would have a unique opportunity of being like, look, I'm not just some random Christian saying OnlyFans is bad. I'm someone who is like the top 10 earner in OnlyFans, and I'm telling you it's bad. Like, I feel like people are more likely to like listen to that.
Yeah, that's way more impactful in my opinion. There was some other OnlyFans chick who did something similar. I don't think she was as popular though. Was she really in the top 10?
Yeah.
I don't keep up on this. I'm not as plugged into the On'lyFans scene as you.
Hey, this is what she said to Michael Knowles, okay? And I think I know whatever, so I guess I'm kind of trusting her on this, but
I'll believe it. That's fine. Yeah, I don't even know how we got onto this. Just to say that, like,
I think the Bible chick, the breathy Bible chick, maybe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, she seems like a good person,
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the idea of like redemption or being able to change yourself and stuff, and it's like, I get that people are allowed to be skeptical, and people are allowed to be critical as well. But like, I don't know, it just feels shitty. Like, I'm always like, I've had people in my life, some of them online, some real people, but like genuinely like dislike for them, like, or dislike for each other, I should say, and it's due to like actions or behaviors or whatever it might be. But I will never be critical of somebody if I see somebody genuinely trying to change their behavior. And also I think that like you should encourage that. Like, don't always just be an asshole to somebody. If you see somebody doing better, then I think they deserve praise and like some encouragement in that direction. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy to change.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, Kefsi, to bring this into my earlier point though. My point was just that with the Confluence, he would say that like if you're born one gender, you can't like change your personality, your predispositions because of that.
I mean, I think you can. I think it's easier in some like this is usually the example I give, especially if we're talking more from a socialized perspective or like socialization perspective. If you grew up in a house,
Unless
that
I'm
primarily- Sorry.
I was gonna say, unless Confluence, I'm misinterpreting you.
What do you about what?
Or do you think that like a trans person can change their personality to be not like the personality of their birth gender?
I just don't think it's a good analogy, because I think you can change your personality, but it's like I think there's like stuff with the sexes that are going to be like vastly different. To compare it to, again, Nala wasn't born an OnlyFans person. The problem with the trans thing is you're born a female, so you never know what it's like for someone to treat you as a guy or to like act like a guy, unless you're like talking about like, oh, I'm a tomboy. But people don't treat tomboys the same way they treat guys, and tomboys don't act the same way as like most guys act.
Yeah, but
So it's like an incomplete.
But do you
analogy
acknowledge
to
you
me.
can, if you're a trans, you acknowledge you can change your personality to be like people of the opposite gender?
I think I agree. I think
Well, that's that's a question of Confluence to his point.
I don't.
Yeah, fuck you, Cassie.
Can you change?
I'm
I
trying to
don't know.
bring
Like,
up a very relevant example here, but no, Confluence. Go ahead.
I don't really have much to say. I don't really know what you mean by, like, I guess, change your personality. Especially in the analogy, it's confusing because we're talking about someone like changing their like morality and stuff. Like, so I don't know, to like do an intentional person that feels like a bit artificial. You're like astroturfing your like new personality. Like, I'm trans now. Check out my new female personality. Like, I don't think that's analogous at all to like someone who's like having a religious conversion, who's like, I'm trying to like fight against what I see as like the sin in my life and stuff. Like, that's not a dispositional personality change. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of a weird comparison.
Well, but do you acknowledge that a trans person can be different from the personality of their birth gender?
I don't know what that means. I think that's a retarded thing to say. I don't know what that fucking means.
I'll give you. Okay, I'm gonna give my example.
Go ahead,
all right?
Dusty.
Because I've brought this up before. Let's as a hypothetical. Let's say that you live in a household like just with a lot of female presence. Maybe there's not men around or whatever. Maybe you see your older sister like doing her makeup. Like, there are varying degrees of socialization of things that you could pick up that would probably make your personality change, quote unquote, like more convincing or more seamless. But if you have none of that influence, or like same with the tomboy, it's like maybe they had all brothers and they just raised a roughhouse, or their dad was really into cars or something. It's like can be some like explanations as to like people's behaviors in that way, or why they feel an affinity maybe to one side or the other. It's like, but yeah, I think that's kind of what it more comes down to. I don't think it is just like a thing, like a switch that you can flip. Like, it's based on something of like prior experience. Otherwise, you're just relying entirely on like anecdotes or media, or like what you think that like that personality is. Like, you have to rely on something to be able to map onto, I guess. And I think that can be easier if you have those influences growing up.
Right. I would agree. I just think the intentionality of it feels weird. Like a personality feels like something that is like a plant that's like growing organically, and maybe you can kind of choose. You can be like, hey, I don't like these aspects of myself, and you can choose to maybe give attention.
Something though.
Hey, Tyler.
I just don't. What's that something? I just don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know what you're punting at. I just mean personality in general. You know, there's stuff that I think you can kind of maybe choose to embrace more, but I think, yeah, it's best seen as a plant that's growing organically, that maybe you're like pruning or trimming or exposing it to certain stuff, that's going to shift. But to try to bonsai, so you continue with the tree analogy, you know, when you make it like a bonsai plant, and you like, you know, put little, I don't know if any of you have grown a bonsai before, but you put little like twist ties around it to make the branches go in a certain direction and shit. It's like, to bonsai your personality seems bizarre to me, right? You can maybe like decide to water it or put it in a certain environment and let it grow into what it's going to be, but to be like, to make that shift of like, I want to like go in this direction. So with the trans thing, to be like, I'm gonna like go back in my mind and think of like the women things that I've seen. What do women normally do? I'm gonna try to make myself be like that so I can be perceived. That's just like, that's cosplay. That's fucking cosplay.
No, I don't think so. Like, have you ever met a guy who, like, I don't know, I guess I'll just, it's 100% anecdote, but I guess why I could see it. I knew a guy in college, and he was extremely effeminate. Like, you would just assume that he was gay. And then I found out later it was a situation where he just grew up with like 3-4 sisters or something. And this guy was 100% straight. And because I guess he was effeminate, you know, chicks are kind of into that sometimes. Like, he pulled. Like, he did well for himself. But he's 100% like, you know, you meet him, and he's like very concerned about, well, he wasn't quite like full on like metrosexual, but he's definitely leaning in that direction where he, again, like an initial interaction with him, it's not like glaringly obvious, but you would like, it'd be in the back of your mind. You're like, this guy is probably swings that way.
Right.
But that's 100% an example of that thing where he's not thinking of it as like a performance. It's just like, that's just how.
Well, no, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. I'm saying I think the messed up thing is if he bonsai'd himself to make him into a certain way. I think that's the weird thing.
Yeah, that just sounds like a lack of male role model.
Right, but if he wanted to, like, let's say he did have those desires or those affinities or whatever, I don't see it what you're saying as like it's a pure cosplay in that sense, because I feel like there is a much better basis for that. Like, compared to, I think it's a very on an individual basis. I wouldn't make a sweeping generalization about people about that, but in that particular example, I could be like, it kind of makes sense. This guy, yeah, he's, you know, no male role models. Heavy female influence growing up, like I'd be like, yeah, you know, whatever. It's something.
Right, but I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I guess are you making a prescription that like it would be fine, or that he ought to then change that personality? Because I'm saying that's who he developed into. That's fine, and I believe that's what happened. Yeah, maybe it wasn't role models. He had a bunch of, maybe he just had, he's around a bunch of women growing up and stuff. But I'm saying, okay, that's a fine thing. But then, yeah, I would say the unfine thing would be for him to like start almost putting on a performative costume to be like appear more like hyper masculine or something. I would say that would be like what I would say the bad thing is. So I don't disagree with like how this stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey,
I'm not
Obsession, how's it going?
Definitely not making a prescriptive thing. I am just speaking.
Well, but Confluence, like, even if, let's say someone grew up where their dad was super into trucks and stuff, and they had all brothers. Let's say someone was born male and they were born into that environment. Do you not think, like, if, let's say, decided to transition their gender, they could like learn about like effeminate mannerisms and like integrate that with their within the culture they grew up out of? Like,
I think that's a little cosplay.
Well, yeah, I guess I would ask you, Kirk, like, I guess how would you see that process play out? Apart, like, would it just be like from media, or would they seek other people out and ask for tips?
I mean, I mean, anyone who goes into the modern world knows men and women, right? We don't live in a culture where like the genders are segregated. So unless this person for some reason has no female friends, he would have some reference point, or they would have some reference point.
I agree. Let's just take a very dramatic example, which are drag queens. I understand drag queens don't claim to be like trans or anything. Some people view it as offensive because it's almost like a caricature of a woman, in the sense that it's like
some based like people view it that way.
It's like exaggerated, over the top, and all these types of things. So like, I can agree with you, right? But if I'm thinking like, well, how am I going to like act like a woman, right? I agree. That's like, I think I agree with you in like the broader sense. Yeah, everyone has experience with men and women. So it's like, okay, now you have to think about certain things that they do that you have to sort of emulate. And I think that's the part where, how do you not make it like more of a caricature, or how do you know that you're being like accurate in any?
Well, here's a great example. Like, if you're that's what you're interested in, it would be like take me. Let's say I decided to transition to be a woman. Like, I wouldn't give up like masculine interest in just being like Barbie dolls. Like, I'm still gonna have like stereotypic. I would still have my interests, like, because I'd be authentic in that way. So like, I think the more important thing is like, are you being authentic about your interest?
Right, but if you're saying at all that you're gonna go into your head and think, well, what do women I've been around do? I'm gonna start doing those things. Then that's not authentic anymore. If you're like, I know that women do X, Y, and Z,
when I
so
say
I'm gonna
change
do
your
that.
personality, when I say change your personality, I don't mean like think in your head in this calculating way and think what do other women do or what do women do. I mean like in the sense of like, in your mannerisms, you're gonna walk in a certain way, you're gonna cross your legs, and you're gonna wear certain clothing. I mean more like expressivism.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I can. Yeah. Okay. That hits different, I guess, to me than personality or interest shifts.
Well, that's what I kind of meant by personality. I meant more the mannerisms. I didn't mean like the interest.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good clarification. And
Yeah.
I think that you could. I think mannerisms are probably a lot much easier to pick up on.
There is a weird thing with, because a lot of this stuff is obviously like how this is what happens normally. I guess this is where my mind goes, is like, yeah, it's like obviously like that's why women would wear makeup in general or pick up on a fashion trend, or you know they're seeing this emulated by other women and so they're doing that. But there does seem to be a bizarre thing when you're intentionally emulating it. Like it's not happening subconscious anymore. You're like intentionally being like, I'm going to do these things. For some reason, it just like feels different than if it's just like some organic thing that's taking place. Because I wouldn't deny that's what happens, and some of it is obviously superficial, right? The type of music sometimes you're into, especially when you're like young, right? Or you're right. It's like obviously these things come in trends because you're like, hey, that's cool, and the cool people are doing this, and you know, I think teens are like famous for that. But there becomes, the older you get and the more intentional it is, then the more weird it is, because it just starts to be astroturfed at an age where that doesn't really make sense anymore. It's fine if you're a teen and you're like, oh, I like Suicide Boys because all my friends like Suicide Boys. But if you're like, I'm gonna start I'm gonna like Suicide Boys because I'm like 35 and I really want to seem cool, then it's like, well, that's kind of strange, you know?
Is it okay if I say something that's a little alt-right coded?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
It's 2026.
Is it the
Go
N-word?
ahead.
Say the N-word.
Kirk just drops
If you want an example, of a trans person who I think is kind of caricature, look at Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, I
I'd
would
rather
agree.
not.
Yeah, I'd rather not look, but yeah, I agree. That, I mean, I think that is, yeah, a very clear like caricature. And I don't think it helps at all. I don't think it helps the trans movement at all, to be clear. It's one of those weird things that the fucking retards
like,
do.
I'll use her pronouns or whatever to be respectful, but like,
I won't.
but yeah, I do think she is a bit like of a caricature of the trans community.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's always odd to me that I don't see these people getting more pushback from the trans people, because I feel like it's people like that make the whole thing like look as bad as it looks, you know? Like, I don't think it would look as bad if like most of the people that were like the public facing things weren't like the Caitlyn Jenners and the fucking Dylan Mulvaneys, right? Like, what do you expect the average person
There's so
to
few
think?
of them. There's so few of them. It's hard to tell like who's the fucking leftist just doing the trend of the week and who's actually like got the mental illness. So like, I don't know. I bet you a lot of them don't like that shit. See it as exploitation. Like,
yeah. Well, there's a difference also. There's a difference between Dylan Mulvaney and Caitlyn Jenner, because at least Caitlyn Jenner isn't like a caricature.
No, there are similarities that they're both fucking crazy people that are just like just turn people the fuck off of like this the whole movement.
You gotta be
it's just such easy conservative fodder. What, Tyler?
So you gotta be pretty fucking crazy to hack your winky off.
Wait, which one did that?
Isn't Bruce? Caitlyn?
Oh, do they have bottoms? I didn't actually know that.
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't pay attention to that shit. I follow Iran. I've changed my stance on the war. I'm too broke. I need the war to end.
That's what
really
everyone says when it hits the pocket.
Tyler, you're a programmer, right? I would imagine you'd be a good person to ask math questions about.
No, I Google everything I need for math. Like, I don't remember that shit.
Okay, because I was gonna ask if you could teach me like about Markov chains.
No, I don't know what the fuck that is. I know logic. That's all that's really needed for programming is logic and understanding multi-level
Oh, like the rapper? I like Logic. He's pretty good.
No, the streamer.
Oh, okay.
Different guy.
Kirk is obsessed with these jack-off chains. It's
Yeah,
very
just Google
adorable.
Yeah, all you have to do is
Jack-off
Google
chain
that
in a
shit
while.
and read about it real quick. Like, that's all I do. If I need a math concept for something, oh, Stack Overflow says to do this, and then I just go Google that thing.
Yeah, that's true. Just embrace the vibes-based coding, okay, Kirk? Just vibe code everything. It's
So do you
fine.
code like Python or Java or what do you code, Tyler?
Java, PHP, SQL, and JavaScript usually links them together.
Okay.
But Python's the future. I'm learning it while I learn my AI programming stuff.
Based.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
anyways, those mental illness people that we just need to stop this stupid shit now. It's 2026. 70% of the country's like, no thanks. Keep it in the bedroom. No one's saying you can't do your weird degenerate thing, but please stop.
Testy, what do you think about that? Do you think there is a public shift? The stats are mixed on this. Some studies seem to suggest people think it's so fucking over, and some people are like, no, it's 2026 and the other way.
I wasn't paying attention because usually when Tyler talks about trans shit, it's just like very or very.
Said the
transphobic.
public's done with it.
Actually,
no one
I
wants
do
to
wanna
deal with
ask
it
Testy, you
anymore.
almost said homophobic. Are you implying being trans is actually just
No,
gay
I
men?
corrected-
That's so
corrected myself.
transphobic of you.
Correcting myself, I said
You had your
transphobic.
Freudian slippers on. Holy shit.
Well,
Mass
I
dog
actually do
moment.
have a
No, I don't agree. No.
I do have a question, Testy, which is, do you think like Dylan Mulvaney is a caricature of the trans community?
I don't yet for the trans community. I don't believe that they're a good advocate. So, just how they dress, I wouldn't have like how they look. I don't have an issue with like if that's how they want to present. But I think the way that they behave, often, like intentionally being controversial. I don't think that's a good like look for the trans community.
I appreciate you saying they, Testy. I appreciate that.
I don't at all.
I appreciate you.
When
No, because Testy would otherwise be saying she, and that would trigger the fuck out of me. So I at least like,
What, Dylan Mulvaney?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean they're definitely a she. Yeah, I think that's what their pronouns are, right?
Don't even. I was giving you a compliment because you kept saying they.
Well, I mean, okay, they is.
Okay,
a
fine. You
legitimate
had your
intentional.
Freudian slippers on again. Okay, fine. I thought it was intentional, but fine. It's just your accidental transphobia coming out, Testy. Is that what you
Not even
prefer?
transphobia,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Hey,
Brother,
that's
don't
not
threaten me with a good
transphobia.
time. If that was
Call
accidental,
anyone they,
I
alright?
say it.
you don't
so
call me
that's
they.
transphobia.
You've never called
You
me
le-
they.
you
You
leave
never
him
say
alone.
Confluence and then they. You've never said that in your fucking life, and you
I
would
can,
never.
I can start. I can start if you want.
You better fucking not. That's against YouTube's hate speech policy. You'd be misgendering me. Don't make me put on my pin again that gets my pronouns, okay? I'll put it on.
I mean, if you're not gonna respect Kirk's pronouns, why should I respect yours?
Because I'm me and Kirk's Kirk, okay?
Yeah, you asked for this. You're the religious channel. You battle for your right-wing religion. Now you got to battle against his left-wing religion. The Church of Trans.
Oh, actually, okay, this is on their Wikipedia. They use she, her, and they, them pronouns. So I was in the clear. Thank God.
Oh, ooh.
What about it?
That's a
you?
close one.
The it's thing is I would never, even if they asked me to call them that, that's inherently dehumanizing, which I get is the
Yeah.
point. But
Well, the
never
thing
call
with
them-
Dylan Mulvaney is, didn't she do like a Days of Girlhood like thing where she was saying like it was my first day of being a woman, and so like I took a bunch of Xanax and I had to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
The
but
Daily Wire
that-
had a fucking field day with that,
I mean,
okay?
that is
There's
kind
a
of
very
Honestly, that's
symbiotic
kinda funny.
relationship
I've
there.
heard- I carry less about that than anything.
I'm fine with like trolling. I just think that like it's like okay, and this might be kind of controversial because it's like it's one of my more right. No, it's not even right because I'll say the same shit about right wingers, but like trans people online are generally crazy. Like I'm talking like Twitter people. Like it's always the same with every group. It's like the loudest asshole in the room sort of gets the microphone and gets the attention, and so. You know, like even Confluence said, like, was it Daily Wire had a field day? Like, they will seek out like the worst of the worst, and they'll be like, "Look, they're all like this." And I don't think it's on any one individual to be like, you have to be the representative for like every single person in your in group or your group or whatever. But like, you must at least be aware that like this is not good. Like you're probably not helping your own cause to behave in certain ways. If you're like, people are going to view you that way regardless. Just like I view Confluence as like a white Anglo-Saxon.
How dare you?
Well,
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that term. You just gotta embrace it, Confluence. I'm telling you.
Confluence is a representative of all Protestants to me.
Hey, that's based. Okay, I'm fine with that. All Protestants should be like Confluence.
All Christians, actually.
I'll take that too, yeah.
Okay, alright, fine.
And I'll also be the representative of all white people. Okay, maybe I'm fine with that. I'm coming around to it.
So you're embracing, yeah, you're embracing your true identity.
I don't like that it spells wasp. Okay, I don't like that it's a predatory animal. You know, I think that's
Yeah, but
that's also
wasps
a
are
pest.
cool.
They're not cool. They're predators. You know.
Oh,
No one
Embrace
likes
it.
wasps.
oh, nobody fucks with the wasp. They get left alone.
That's
Wait,
true.
the fuck they do? You see a wasp, you kill the whole nest.
Yeah, that's also
Well,
true.
okay, yeah, that's a good point.
I love
Yeah, that's a
I
good
love
point.
watching YouTube videos of people killing because bees they'll like save and they'll relocate and stuff, and it's like that's kind of interesting. But wasps like they get fucking destroyed, dude. So there's so many videos on YouTube of like them just decimating nests, and they're very satisfying because nobody likes wasps. They're a nuisance.
Yeah,
So it's
but
an
you know,
untoward term.
It's good content.
they're gonna go out swinging
Oh, dude,
unless you just hold a fucking gasoline in
Have you
a
guys ever-
bowl.
I've been stung by a bee. I've never been stung by a wasp. Have you guys ever been stung by anything like that?
Yeah, I've been stung in the back. Like I was
Ooh.
driving, and a bee or a wasp was in between a crack in my seat. And a fucking
Dude, so it's like a shock to the
stung me in the
system.
back. Yeah,
While
that
you're
shit
driving,
fucked me
did you
up.
pull over and you're like, what the fuck? You probably thought you got
N-
stabbed
no.
by a needle.
As I was driving, I put my hand behind there to feel what it was, and fucking grabbed it and threw it out the window.
Damn,
It's
that's
probably
actually
the
a very manly
coolest thing I've
story.
ever done.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say,
that's
that's
like a war story.
Yeah, no, that sounds manly as fuck. I got stung by a bee. I think I couldn't have been that old. I was maybe 10 or 11. My dad was like barbecuing in the backyard. I was out there playing with my brother or whatever, and I just felt something itchy on my back. So I reached my hand to scratch my back, and it just stung me. I think it was my middle finger, like halfway down my middle finger. And yeah, my dad had to like go get the tweezers, and they pulled out the stinger and stuff. And yeah, I remember that it sucked. I was definitely crying. Like I was at an age where I couldn't take it. But yeah, it also
The
freaked me
shock
the fuck
gets
out.
you. Yeah, it's kind of like a shock
Did
factor
you put
to it.
mud
So
on it?
No, I think the main thing was getting the stinger out because with
yeah,
the
he
bees, it
sucked it
kills them.
out.
Not even suck
At
it
least
out,
you
but,
gotta
know,
respect the bees that they fucking suicide bomb your ass.
Yeah. Wasps, dude, they can just sting multiple times. They can which sucks. But yeah, bees, it's
They're
one
more
and done.
efficient.
Yeah.
But the bee, it's like, you know, it probably
Like-
didn't mean to just be an asshole. If it's like unaliving itself to get you, it probably thought it was in like real danger, you know? A wasp
Yeah,
is like
well,
a fucking risk.
Yeah.
You
I
ever seen what certain bees do to like giant hornets, where
dude,
they
they
they'll
overheat
all
them.
get around it and
Yeah.
they'll flap their wings until it disintegrates?
Yeah, they'll like cook them alive. They will literally bake them because the bees don't have really good defenses, so they will swarm like a given wasp or something. They'll cover it with their body, and then yeah, they'll like flap their wings or whatever, and it just creates this like super heated state where they literally will cook the wasp alive. Like
Jeez.
It's an oven.
yeah,
They form an oven and they burn it alive.
yeah. Sound familiar?
It does.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more attempt.
Maybe
on
we,
this, and
maybe
then
we
I
should
got my
stop
heart
supporting
out.
bees.
Well, so Tyler,
What?
you're good with economics. So are you
No,
good with like
here we go.
econometrics and statistics?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what
What the fuck is an
statistics mean?
I know what statistic is. What's an econometric?
It's
It's a
I
metric
thought
in the economy.
I know Econo Boy. I did a couple panels with him.
Well, who is boy? No, econometrics it's basically statistics as it relates to economic data.
Oh yeah, I know those things sometimes.
Okay, because I was curious if you could teach me about with helping me with regression analysis.
No, I'm
He
already
wants
busy
you to be his
teaching you something.
mentor.
I'm busy,
How would
you
busy
teach me?
teaching you how to act like a fucking man by bullying you. Okay, so get your pen and paper out. This has been going on for weeks now, Kirk.
Yeah, school's already in session, Kirk. Okay.
Kirk, you're gay.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Hi guys.
All right, I'll take it. Just like Kirk's stepmother.
Okay, come on, don't choke.
Just like
Confluence. Don't
Confluence.
choke. Don't choke. Don't choke. Don't choke. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, it is Pride Month.
That's fine.
Also, I'm surprised. I thought you did Mario streams on the weekends.
Yeah, I was explaining this at the beginning. I've been fucking dog tired this week. And so when I got home, I was like, I can't even think of a topic. I don't want to.
He's a lazy degenerate.
But I was like, you know what? This is like the busiest week I'm having in a long time. There's a lot going on this week. But next week will be chill. So I was like, you know what? I was gonna take the day off of streaming, and I was like, no, I could at least play some fucking Mario and just talk.
Well, I actually prefer your Mario streams because I like hanging out in Discord. But the main thing is, the problem is, isn't Keelan not in Discord?
That's true. Yeah.
He was at one time.
Okay,
We
last
missed him.
attempt. I got a hard out. I'm supposed to end early if
Yeah.
I'm playing Mario. Now I'm like staying up later to play Mario. That can't be.
But regular panel tomorrow.
I don't even know. Things have been crazy. Hopefully, definitely on Friday because we have
Yeah, Confluence
gang
is a manager
stalking.
now.
Confluence is what?
You're a manager now, so you gotta like crack the whip. Do you have underlings?
I'm not a manager, to be clear. Okay?
Did you have
You said-
underlings?
Yeah, you said you got a promotion, so I assume you're promoted. That you're
management?
like, well, not
He's
even
promoted to not being fired.
Wait, so you don't have anyone that works for you? You can't be like, go get me my coffee. You
I don't-
coffee
there's a lot. No, it's not a. It's a promotion. It's not a promotion to a man. I don't know. I don't work at like a fucking McDonald's testing.
If I, well, even my managers don't have like personal assistants, but I feel like that's kind of the dream, right? If you have a personal assistant, that's like you've made it, because they'll just do shit for you. Like you can get them to pick up your I don't even drive clean shit. If I
etc.
was in
Yeah,
the-
that's great.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this cancel culture's gone too far. Like back in the day, you could just bang your secretary,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a big deal. You know, they get a little
I
bit
mean,
more
it ma-
Christmas bonus. And
It makes it
everyone's happy.
easier for the women to move up. And then we
Exactly.
took that away from
Right.
Yeah,
them.
it was a
Pathway.
goddamn meritocracy back in the day.
HR
Exactly.
ruined everything. The fucking feminism.
Bro, HR was a horrible idea.
Oh, finally, we got it. Okay, good.
yeah.
enough.
Nobody likes
It led
HR.
to the gender pay gap.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
the problem
Confluence has
is,
a hard out, unfortunately. I mean, you guys can keep talking Discord, of
but,
course.
but
That's a
tomorrow,
good thing with Discord.
Confluence, you are streaming, right?
Yeah, you better. Confluence,
Yeah,
we
I just
need you.
don't know if I'll be doing
Promise.
a panel. I
Promise-
hope I'll be doing a
Promise
panel.
Kirk that you'll be streaming.
No, because
It-
last time I did that, I
acknowledge
lied.
Kirk's promise.
I've acknowledged too much. Okay, there's been too much
Confluence.
acknowledging
All
going
right.
on.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.